I'm Lazy B, justice seeker, story keeper, and we're still watching, waiting for justice.
Hello. Happy Wednesday. It's hump day. I just went back on the court TV feed and I saw myself walk in front of the camera. Did y'all see it? Yay, True Crime Wifey. Good to see you. Marianne, Citizen Kane, Armand, Wendy Joan, Beach Bum. Hey, listen, we all need to be really nice to Mr. B because it is our anniversary. I said, I don't want to be rude, but he's like, you're not being rude. So, hey, here for today. So who watched this today? I have not seen this afternoon, but this morning did not disappoint. It's addicting. I want to go back tomorrow. Thank you here for today. I appreciate that. I just thought real quick, I'll just play this for a second. So this was right when they broke for lunch. So I'm sitting basically to the right of the pool camera, but look, I have a white blazer on. Not there. Oh, that's me. That's me. I'm not wild. So I did a live and I was telling True Crime Wifey I could not find it online. It's like it's still processing or something. But I can't see it. I just thought I would play it. It would be a lot easier instead of repeating everything. Oh, there it is, but it's why is it showing it as a draft? Hold on. I want to see if I can play this for y'all. Add suitability. Hold on. It was pretty wild, y'all, going down there and all these criminal things going on. People on the phone saying they were going to jail. I never seen anything like it. Hold on. I don't know. I went live from my phone and I just don't know if it's working, True Crime Wifey. It says you can see it. I can't see it. So when I go on my YouTube channel, it says now it says it's live. I don't know. It showed as a short. Yeah, it only showed like a 45-second clip, but I did what, like an 8-minute clip or something? Let me see. No, that's my video now. Ugh, this is so frustrating. You know your stuff. You liked all my comments on that. Was there tension? I think so. You texted a link. Okay, let me see. Thank you. I'm going to send it to my email. Well, the Taylor trial this morning. And 23 minutes? Was I really live that long? Dang. Here, we'll watch this together and then I'll give the additional stuff because I got really hot standing outside. I should have been in the shade, but I wasn't sure if y'all would be able to see me. But I had never actually been to a criminal trial, y'all. It was pretty wild. But good to see you, Marianne and Citizen Kane and everybody. Beach Bum, you saw me. Yep, there it is. My white blazer. I want to know what happened this afternoon because that judge was livid. You saw my lunch live and commented. So I've been trying to go back. I could not see. It's so bright outside. I could not see it. And then when I got back to work and tried to see it, it was like not showing on my page. And I thought, I'll just deal with this later. Okay, here we go. Okay. Everybody can see it now. Morning. And it's pretty intense. Did not see Fletcher. Did he oversleep? And yeah, these are like really bad, I know, Temu or TikTok shop or something glasses. I'm actually standing in front of this is Courthouse City Hall. This is a different plaza because I'm going back to the parking garage. Um, hold on, I gotta put my readers over this. It's pitiful. So let me see. Hey, Cat Ride. So I was just gonna give y'all notes if y'all are watching, and I'll do a live later, but so I have this notebook and I took a lot of notes today. So I'm gonna give y'all some of those. Got up really early, drove down here and got to the courthouse. The judge is really over Letitia, and I will tell y'all, she's very confident. Yeah, I saw Ned Flanders. I didn't see Fletcher Boy though. It was probably like, I don't know, 8:30 maybe. And it's on the 6th floor. So I went up to 6A. Can y'all hear me okay? I've got my AirPods in. And did you see me? Because I walked right in front of the camera. I know it does match my top. It was not planned. This was like a little something my mom gave me. Sorry, I've got readers on over these sunglasses. Okay. When I walked into the courthouse, had to go through the metal detectors, and I look over and I saw Blaise Taylor with a lot of people and realized it was his parents. Mom was in like a yeah. So I get to the courthouse, and I actually just posted a short video, but I get there and there's metal detectors. And so I'm like taking off my Apple Watch and bracelets and everything because that's what I have to do at the airport. And as soon as I get through there, I look over and there's Blaise with his mom and dad. It's just crazy to think like, wow, he is on trial for murder, and here he is. So I'm just freaking internet. All right, hold on. All right, so I just posted this. I've been wanting to post it all day, but then I couldn't freaking post it. So this is just like a little 3-minute video, and then I'll finish my live from today. Tell everybody that. Okay, Katie, tell everybody that we gotta go to bed because mom's gotta go to court tomorrow. Don't get held in contempt. Yeah, you're the good Katie. Yeah. So we're gonna get you a sister and name her Letitia. I don't think so. See you there. Over the river and through the woods to criminal court we go. This is the new Nashville. Cranes, cranes, cranes. And I'm going over here somewhere. I just want y'all to know I was up at the crack ass of dawn. Okay. I mean, did you see how it was like morning, early sun in my garage? Okay, there's the Capitol. Courthouse is like on the other side of Capitol Hill. When I went to federal jury duty, it was just down there. That way. Oh my God, I better get in. So listen, I am like freaking out. Like I'm probably not going to get in. There's no room. Yeah, I was the first person and the only person in the courtroom. So I'm just filming my walk to the courthouse and realize I'm walking around all these homeless people asleep on benches. I didn't even see them. Okay, I was just starting my video. Didn't realize that was going on. So this is courthouse and city hall. So yeah, we went to civil court there against my sister-in-law. That was fun. Wait a minute. So the jury, they just finished literally at 7 at night. Dang. Yeah, we only got a 10-minute break to pee today. I was about to die. That was a really, got a spam call. Over there's the new Nissan Stadium. An old one. And then I got to cross up here. to go to the Birch building. I just don't know. It takes time to freaking park and all that. I pulled in my garage 10 minutes ago. Got my book. I'm racing. 17 seconds. Good thing I'm tall. I have a very long stride. I don't know if I can cut through there. I said, can I cut through this building? He's like, only if you're a lawyer. Excuse me, media. All right, we're getting closer. Holy crap. I've looked it up. It's in courtroom 6A. So here we go. Walked around the corner. The first duty of society is justice. I love it. Hey everybody, I'm here. And I've got to put my phone away. But I just went in the courtroom and there's no one in there, so that's good. And I walked by the defendant in the lobby, kept walking. I'm on the 6th floor. A white Chanel kind of tweed looking jacket. Dad's just in a suit. Dad to me looks tired, as anybody probably would be, bags under their eyes a little bit. So then I went all the way up. 6th floor is the top floor. So I took the elevator up. 6A is the courtroom. It's at the very end. And I'll post some photos, but there's a big sign or marker board that's like absolutely no cell phone. You will, yeah, I'll give you all the update on the jury and everything. Be held in contempt. So I turned my phone off and had it in my purse, but I noticed a lot of people did not. There was a lady sitting outside and I said, do you know if we can go in? She's like, I don't know, you'll probably get in trouble. And then I asked the court TV guy and he's like, yeah, I think you can go in. I was the only person in the courtroom. So it's like 8:30. I sat 4 rows back on the prosecution side. The court camera is literally right above my left shoulder, like this. The left side, the 2 front rows were all for the defense team. I think she has an army of 7 or 8 people, best I could gather. It's hard to tell. His dad and mom are the very front row, as far left as possible, as close as they could be to Blaise. I just thought, wow, what a huge difference compared to Charlie, who had no one. Yeah, that really stood out to me. The front row on Blaise's side, his mom and dad are just like front right there, as close as you could get to the defense team. And I mean, I don't want to say I'm sad for Charlie Adelson, but it's like he had nobody, but his parents are there, definitely. From what I could tell, there were 3 or 4 women attorneys with her and at least 2 men. They had big wagons. At 8:43, the defense enters. At 8:44, the prosecutors entered. Jan Norman, the prosecutor with the long blonde hair. She has on, and if y'all are like, we don't care. I mean, this is just my details. Okay. It's all before court. Jan walks in. She has on heels that are like 5 inches. I mean, I don't know how she's walking in them. She's very tiny. I would bet a size 0. She's a nice navy suit on, nice suntan. Another ADA, the blonde hair lady that's sitting down, she had like a purpley kind of Chanel-y type tweed suit on. And then the older man prosecutor, he's really short. He came up to my shoulder. I mean, y'all, I walked, his top of his head was right here. Now, given I'm 5'9" and then I had on wedges, but he is a little guy. I wish he would strengthen his voice in there. You can hear the women better than him. Like right here, where I am 5'9" and I have on heels too. So I'm probably like close to 6 feet today. Blaise and his attorney were chatting. Blaise was giggling. Um, it's a pretty big courtroom. There's about 7 rows on each side. I would imagine. Melissa, I don't think it was real Chanel. It was just that look, you know. But I just couldn't believe like Blaise, they're laughing with his attorney. Now the jury wasn't in there, but I thought that's the last thing I'd be doing. Imagine it could seat possibly 120 or more. Bailiffs are in suits. There were 2 bailiffs. Oh, True Crime Wifey's asking, so Law and Crime or Court TV did not have chat live during Pinot trial, so why now it's sus? Because usually they do have live chat, but the Miami judge ordered it that way. Letitia is in an all black suit, all black top and belt. She has her Gucci belt on. She's carrying a Goyard tote. Just FYI, those are about $2,000. I wrote to myself, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I go to law school? I'm pissed at myself. Oh, and happy anniversary to Mr. B. Today's our wedding anniversary. He said this morning, wow, are you going to work early? I said, yeah. He didn't even know I came down here. So I'll tell him later. 8:50, court reporter walks in, and then the Bart Simpson guy that Blue River talked about. He walks in. What is his name? I can't think of it now. But he walked in. He's a little tiny thing. There was a large group of people walked in. I now know they are the victim, Jade's family. It was her dad, her stepmom, I think her mom, her stepdad. There's a lady in a wheelchair. I'm guessing this is her grandmother. They're all wearing purple bracelets, kind of like those, rubbery bracelets, but it's a thin bracelet, more feminine. They all seem to have some kind of purple on, or at least the bracelets are purple. So I'm guessing that's her favorite color. Let's see. It had a butterfly on it. Looking around the courtroom. There's 3 windows in the courtroom. Yep. So no one sat on the front row behind the prosecutors, and then Jade's family was in the second and third row. The judge, I can tell, is over Letitia. 9:01, the judge enters. Then Bart Simpson guy goes up, talks about an in limine motion about demeanor, because yesterday, I believe it was one of the police officers testified that he seemed to have an odd demeanor about Blaise, and he was saying he wanted to exclude that. It's more prejudicial than probative. I don't even remember what the judge really said. It's hard to hear when the air conditioning comes on because of the fans. Then they called up Detective Sergeant Smith. Well, no, before he was going to be the first witness. So let me give y'all the jury breakdown. And I reported this over there on Take It to Trial. And one commenter was like, what does that have to do with anything? I was asked to give the breakdown. So I'm just trying to tell y'all. So there's 16 jurors, 7 are men, 9 are women. 7 men, 6 are white, 1 is black. 9 women, 5 are white, 4 are black. I wrote down approximate ages. Let's see. I've got too many notes. I'm probably boring y'all. Let me get to my ages. I would say they're anywhere from the 20s up to like some men in their 60s would be my guess. But they all look attentive. Some towards the end look annoyed with Letitia at some of the things that she was asking. How many years is it? It's 15. So hey, guess what? Twice as long as my first marriage. Okay. Yeah, one of the jurors was like doing this when Letitia was talking. And then like, you know how like when you're like mad and you're trying to get eye contact with somebody else and you're kind of like this? There were 3 jurors doing that, 3 women. Let's see. Prosecution, emotion, lack of, they were saying that was relevant for the Metro Police to testify to. At 9:05, the jury comes in, we all stand up, then witness Detective Sergeant Smith. Then the bailiff goes and talks to the judge. And for a minute, we kind of waited. I think somebody in the jury might have been in the bathroom. So then Smith just goes over arriving at Vanderbilt, talks about how when he got there, Jade was on the ventilator, that Miss Jackson seemed to be very worried and concerned. He did not wear, Detective Smith did not wear body worn camera. He was with the domestic violence um, division. So I think it's customary that they not wear body cams. I wrote down. So of the jurors, I wrote, these are the ages I've written down, and I'm not a good guess of age. 50, 45, 35, 30, 58 to 62, 25, 35 to 40, 25, 50. I have in the late 20s or 30s, 60-ish.
This is like a map I made. But
Several men, probably mid to late 60s. Oh, there is one of the jurors, a white man that has a really long beard. He's in overalls, which I found interesting. Kind of maybe like a farmer. I don't know. And some others in their 20s and 30s. So I'm guessing there are 4 alternates. They played the recorded interview. It was audio only. The jury had a transcript. So I think that was really helpful for them because it's hard to make it out. Like, I definitely think I prefer watching this stuff on TV. But the lady was right in front of me, who I'm guessing is a grandmother. I don't know that. She's in a wheelchair. She has a fleece blanket covered with dogs. And the man that's with her, who I don't know if it's her brother or husband, but he's wearing a purple polo. Again, a lot of purple. Then I believe who is Jade's mother. Her husband's with her. She keeps rubbing his back. She's very tearful. Trooper, who is Blaise's dad, is front left row, as I mentioned. No emotion, absolutely no emotion. Like either way, just stoic, I would say, which is probably helpful with his athletic background. I mean, you deal with a lot of stuff. The judge instructs the jury to have the transcripts, but use them how they want, as far as you go by what they hear versus what they see in the transcript.
so y'all are asking, what did I think about the judge? I mean, I like that he's firm. I think he's over her shenanigans. Obviously, it sounds like a lot more even went on this afternoon. And he is definitely listening. I even felt like at one point when I was taking all these notes, in my notebook, like at one point I felt like we locked eyes and he was probably like, who is this girl? What is she doing? I mean, he was looking at the gallery very carefully. There were a lot of, I think, law school students in there. But she's trying to like have these gotcha moments, Letitia. And, when she kept going, are you going to rule on my objection? Are you going to rule on my objection? He just sit down. And then I don't know if y'all heard right before lunch, he said, sometimes I give attorneys advice, but not today. And he just got up and walked out. So he's firm. He's not like jovial like Everett.
I said that the audio was rough. The detective says that Blaise seemed anxious. He says that, yeah, pregnant, or he said she's pregnant with a girl, that they were having a date night. Then there's some woman that's briefly in the audio, and the defense is like going crazy and walks over to the prosecutor, like, what's going on? And turns out it was just another police person. They clarified it. They kind of pointed out some holes in the investigation because Blaise did report that she had vomited, and they did not go back and get that. The scene, we learned later, was contaminated in that they didn't lock it down. He said he couldn't get a search warrant, and I didn't know how to take it, if he couldn't get it or if he didn't push for it. I mean, at this point, it was like midnight, 1 a.m., something like that. I will say Blaise sounded like he had good manners on the audio, very well spoken. Blaise described Jade as being manic at one point, which I thought was kind of weird. And he said, to be honest, I don't think she's on medications, which I wrote down as interesting. His phone number began with 865, which is a Knoxville, Tennessee prefix. He says they don't live together. Again, I wrote down, just so wild that Charlie Adelson had nobody. When I look and see, Blaise has a lot of people there for him. I think both sides have a lot of people.
talked about wiping her mouth. The detective asked about her cup, and it was a clear cup. I noticed one of the jurors, one of the ladies, is taking a lot of notes. She probably took more notes than anybody I had seen. The detective had told the family he was going to go to the apartment for the cup, but he indeed did not over the search warrant. It was later turned over to the homicide unit because we know she passed. Sorry, if y'all are chatting, I can't see a lot, but hopefully this is coming through. It's so bright out here. And the jury passes the transcripts back. Then the air came on, and it was again hard. The detective did say to him, "You're not a suspect," which reminded me think of Isom. Let's see. That male prosecutor, I think he needs to retire. He's just too soft spoken. Like, I like someone that's confident, like Jan is freaking confident. Then they talked about the blood vials they got the search warrant for. The judge has a big Tervis cup, which is what we drink out of at my house, and he's drinking ice water. He's definitely very much listening. Then the defense attorney, the male guy, his name is Ed. He's huge. He looks like he was probably a football player. He has a notebook with tons of post-it notes, which just doesn't look superly organized to me, but I think it worked for him. Kind of not arguing, but saying things to the detective like, well, didn't you talk to her family before you talked to Blaise? Maybe like showing a bias, I think is what he was trying to show. He's wearing a tan plaid suit, and I wrote down he has ankle cognac boots on, which I just thought was interesting. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, ankle boots just seems odd in June, and his tie was like Big Bird yellow.
it's June, it's hot as hell out here. He refreshes his testimony. Hold on, let's see. Oh, then they talk about
No, I was only there till lunch. I'm very thorough in my notes. I was a good student. I sat on the front row always in school. Really, I did.
somebody, Lauren Weber, entered the apartment and that the scene was contaminated.
Yes, Ed is the Black defense attorney, and he's just like, I feel like he is kind of like Letitia's little bitch. I don't know. That could be wrong. I just got that vibe.
And then they point out that the photo might have been cropped that they showed, that the vomit on the bed where Jade had vomited would have been evidence, and nothing was done with that. So I wrote, Smith messed up regarding search warrant, like not having one soon enough. That's my opinion. Her stepmom, who was sitting exactly 2 rows in front of me, like right straight ahead, she kept whispering into a lady next to her ear. I don't know if it's her sister. I didn't know what, let's see. The paralegal who messed up the text yesterday, or who, what's her name? Letitia blamed. She was there. She had on nice pleated silk skirt and heels, got a big brown leather tote bag with a Burberry plaid inside, red bottom heels, just like Letitia. Then something was asked about fentanyl, and the judge was like, "Why are you asking that?" Y'all probably saw that. And then I noticed that the defense attorney, he always asked reorientate, which I thought was interesting. There was no recording with the conversation of Lauren Weber. They're just trying to poke holes and things in the investigation. I noticed that the whole family has on those purple bracelets. I'm starting to pick up on that. Then 10:30, the second witness came on. She is the custodian of emergency records for all the 911 and police dispatch. So they play the 911 call, which I didn't think was horribly incriminating. I'd like to hear it again, because it's just different in a courtroom. But then they said, or the prosecutor alludes that there are some other 911 calls that were actually placed about this case that were came later from Vanderbilt. So I'm curious, like, does Blaise call 911? I don't know.
Does anybody know about that? So apparently
when they were going over the 911 calls with the custodian of the records, and the prosecutor clarifies, so this is the first call, and she says yes, and then they said, and there were some others that came from Vanderbilt. So I guess that's coming in later, but I'm curious if anybody else knows. Is this boring, y'all? I can just go back and stream it. I'm sorry, I don't. I mean, the judge to me, I mean, yeah, I don't think he's somebody you just want to go like hang out with, but I think he's being very stern because he has to with her, because I think she would push it. Like, I don't think he's unreasonable. I mean, he's been firm with the prosecution too, but she is just really trying to like showboat.
Keep writing down, okay, Jan. So she's up there going over the 911 call transcript. She's tiny, tiny, tiny. Tan heels. They're like this suede. His natural nails. She took the microphone when they were playing the call and she just bent it down like to the audio speaker on the her computer, which I thought was interesting. I just figured it would like play through an audio system. When he calls, I wrote this down. When Blaise calls 911, he's like, I don't know where I am. He said Gallatin Pike, and then he says Lebanon Pike. Of course, the defense says Lebanon, but it's pronounced Lebanon here. But I thought that was strange that he didn't really know where they were, or did he? Yeah, let's see. He's saying maybe it's an allergic reaction. They asked Blaise, how old is Jade? He said, 23 or 24. And then he said, I don't know if she's done anything today. So I didn't know what he was alluding to there. Bart Simpson gets up again. Blue River's giving me these names. Oh, and notice the grandmother in the wheelchair also had a purple handkerchief. She could wipe the tears. Very, very sad. I think some of Jade's friends sat in my row. Juror 7, who is our ferocious note taker, little Leslie be there.
And that's my number. That's not her official number. I just gave her my number.
She's like taking a lot of deep breaths. Like I think she's kind of just getting tired or frustrated.
The lady that is taking a lot of notes is really frustrated with the defense attorney, like going.
Then they took a quick break. We got to go to the restroom, and I was in the restroom with like all the victim family members. It really just goes to show you never know. A lady sitting next to me had a tattoo that.
Hey, quilting girl, you're asking why didn't the Nashville Police Department officers who were interviewing all show up body-worn cameras? So the Detective Smith, who was interviewing first, they asked him about that. So he's in the DV division, domestic violence, and that is not customary to wear that because I guess when you could be interviewing a victim or something, they don't wear them. And so that's why there's audio but not video. But they made a point to clarify that's why no body-worn cameras. Now, we do have body-worn cameras that were at Vanderbilt Hospital talking to Blaise.
Said sing
and he's just blah, 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 yapping.
Pretty. I think she was a friend of Jade's. One of the jurors, I noticed, this lady's middle age. She is on a pink t-shirt and it has a big quote, I'm not for everyone.
I mean, is that not awesome? This juror she had a big pink shirt on and a big black font or, print. It says, I'm not for everyone. And she's doing this, and she's the one that's like looking around. She's very opinionated. She could be the foreperson.
I thought, well, that's an opinionated juror. She might be our foreperson. I thought the medical ER guy did.
Quilting girl, you're talking about at the scene. Well, at the scene, I mean, they called 911 and then the ambulance came and then they went straight to Vanderbilt. So it wasn't, you mean when they went back? That was where they messed up. So that was pointed out by the defense today, because At first, it was almost like he couldn't get the search warrant or he didn't, and he had told her family he would, and, like, her family was doing this to each other, like, and, like, when Letitia would they were all like and they'd be whispering and stuff. Did a great job from Vanderbilt. I mean, he went to Rhodes for his bachelor's and Vanderbilt. I mean, to even go to Vandy Med and do your residency and all that there, it's a really big deal. So I get that. 2 huge binders, over 1,300 pages of medical records. So there's 16 jurors. So we know 4 will be alternates, but right now it's 9 women, 7 men. So almost split. I'm not going to read through all that. They're going back and forth through the OB, blood gases. I'm getting really hot out here. Then what's her name? Letitia. She's getting kind of bossy. She's wanting to voir dire the witness. And I did write that when I looked at the victim's family, they were rolling their eyes at each other, chewing their nails, and raising eyebrows about Letitia. I felt like Letitia was really trying to like make some wow point with this doctor, and I thought she failed at that. 3 of the women jurors were kind of looking around like, how like you're looking around and you're pissed about something and you're trying to make eye contact with someone? That's what I felt like was going on. I said, Trooper looks tired. I saw him again. How did I make it through her aggressiveness? So I was only there this morning, and at first I was like super disappointed because it was Big Ed and who's the guy, Dan Flanders. What's his real name? The little guy with the red curly hair. It was him. And then finally, she was showboating some. I'm like, oh yeah. And I mean, everybody was just like, yeah, she's a piece of work. And at one point I was standing, I think Sweet Pea, I was in your chat and I was in the hall outside the courtroom, and she was just like standing like right here, like almost rubbed shoulders with me. I was like, crap. Let me see what else. They talked about when they intubated her. She arrived at the ER at 22:06 and she was intubated at 22:07. Did not need any meds because she was basically, he said neurologically, what was the word he used? Deficient. He said she was neurologically devastated and her family like started really crying. It was sad. And then I just felt like the defense attorney was like trying to have this gotcha moment over this SUCC something drug that's like a paralytic that they give to people a lot of times right when they need to intubate them. But because she was so out of it, they didn't have to give her anything. Now, it was in her medical chart that she got it later because basically what the ER does is get them somewhat stable, but then get them off to the ICU. And I just felt like she was trying to like have this moment with that doctor, and he was just like, no. Did y'all feel like that? I thought it was a huge flop. I even saw the defense attorney like feel like they really got him on something. Basically, like nothing there. My opinion was the jurors were like not impressed with her at all. And her family was then crying again. They go back and forth like, welcome everybody from the Sweet Pea gang. It's so good to see y'all. Happy y'all are here. Trying to clarify about this medication that was given. And Letitia was trying to essentially say he was lying, this doctor, or say that he had false testimony or something. And he didn't. He's like, I didn't give it to him. I said, I didn't give it to her. Like she's trying to do a gotcha moment. $80 on a new belt. Yeah, that doctor, I thought he was awesome. I mean, so he went to Rhodes and then all that Vanderbilt education. He was sharp. He was good. But did y'all notice how he's like, well, I don't know who put that order in. That was probably a resident. And Sweet Pea, it might have been your chat or maybe it was mine, but I said, if I have an emergency in Nashville, the last ER I'm going to is not the last, but I'm not going to go to Vanderbilt's because it's teaching, right? And I know everybody thinks it's so prestigious, but you're going to be dealing with a lot of like residents and all that. Now, if I'm shot, take me there. It's a big waste. Yeah, no brain activity, right? So Anyhow, I got a little bit of extreme punishment read, but we didn't have nearly the breaks I thought. I mean, I think the judge is a really, and he's a hard ass. I thought he does a really good job of respecting the jury's time. Um, didn't see a lot of waste. I mean, it was fast, but so we'll see what happens. I'm not going to be able to go back the rest today. I've got to go to work, but I went ahead and just took half a day off because I didn't want to have to be.
Yeah, I thought the judge, he's having to like be super firm. I mean, I don't have any other interactions to know, but I agree. Lee from Tennessee says, what gets me the most about Letitia is that she's a Texas attorney who keeps trying to tell the Tennessee Judge Dozier what he should and shouldn't say and do here in a Tennessee court. I agree. Yeah, welcome everybody from Sweet Peas. So, do y'all think I should try to go tomorrow or Friday? I mean, I just want to like take off the rest of the week. I'm dying to go. Oh, you were looking for me? I found me on TV. So they don't really have much of the what's that called? The gallery. But when we broke for lunch, yeah, that's the Vandy doctor. He's huge, by the way. I wonder if he played football. Hold on, I'll show you. So I walk in front of the camera and I tried to smile at y'all.
What was the purpose for me asking the question?
Sometimes I give advice to lawyers, but I won't hear in this case.
Did you hear that? Sometimes I give advice to lawyers, but I won't hear in this case. Because it's like Letitia's going to try to argue that if her family had done the C-section, that it might have been okay, and then he wouldn't have been charged with red rumming the baby. Okay, he just gets up and walked out. See, that's the man I told you about in the purple polo, and then there's the lady he's pushing in the wheelchair. So they were sitting in front of me. That's me. Be right back. I'm listening. Oh, you like my glasses and hair. You're sweet. I just got my hair cut and colored yesterday. Thanks, Mia. I got rid of my mullet. It was like COVID hair because it was so overdue for a haircut. I couldn't take it anymore. Yeah, I just don't think you think I should go tomorrow. Yeah, I know. I was sitting with my team. We had like a little work thing late today. I said, y'all, I really want to go back tomorrow. And they're kind of looking at me like, what is your problem? Tomorrow or Friday? Chianti. Okay, so I felt like there is a guy that is sitting over there behind the defense table. He looked like the guy that testified yesterday, though. Was he testifying on behalf of Jade? But you heard what? What does that mean? You got to type it back in. Judge is funny. The judge was over it. Huh. But yeah, there I was. Huh. You have a crush on Chianti? I want to see if it's the same person. I think it is because he was sitting on the defense side. I want to show y'all what I'm talking about. I was shocked though, like there were not many people there, and then it just kept it felt like the young prosecutors were coming in there. It felt like a lot of Vanderbilt students. There were other just criminal attorneys that were there. I just felt like, it's a big case. Right. This is okay. This is from yesterday, but I just want to show. I want to see if this is the guy that I saw. I swear to God, yes, this is him because I made a point to look at his hairline. Would that shock y'all that he is sitting with Blaise's family? Is this who you're talking about, Sweet Pea? But I swear he is sitting over there. He's sitting right behind Blaise's dad. Sweet Pea, girl, slide him my number. But I felt like he testified. There is a guy that looks just like him with earrings like that and that hairline. Because now I got to go back tomorrow. I got to go back. Let me see. I swear to God, that's him. I mean, that's true. That doesn't mean I've always feel like it's like a wedding. Like you got to sit on the groom or the bride side, I mean, maybe that's more Southern, but I was not going to sit on that side. Now, you do have a better view of the jury. The one thing I didn't like about where I was sitting, I could not see Blaise, but I wanted to see the jury. Maybe I would sit over there. Oh, yeah, Todd was great. He can do. I'm going to rewatch his testimony again. Yeah, maybe he's going for a good view of the stand. Maybe he's trying to sit. It could be a lot of things. But I was shocked. Like, I kind of took a double take because I'm like, what's he doing over there? It just surprised me. But there's definitely zero interaction. I felt like her family leaves first, and then it's much later before his side leaves. All right. So I can't believe they went till 7 tonight. But I mean, he is respecting the jury's time. Because when I had jury duty, it pissed me off when they kept like having sidebars and dismissing us. Because you just all go sit in a room. You're not allowed to talk about the case. And you're all just staring at each other.
Okay, so she could tell me about it.
And
who's this? Let's see.
Can you describe
Somebody said watch the last
those
2 hours. So should we just go through it? I mean, maybe it's not him, but I swear to I was making sure. I don't want to start a rumor, okay? But I was like looking at the earrings and everything. Y'all are so funny. And this is her friend from the restaurant. Okay. Y'all said the last 2 hours were crazy. So they went for 10 hours today.
Okay, you kind of had a
discussions about. And can you describe after she met with Mr. Jade and what is Hinge?
Oh, so this guy's back on the stand, right? This police officer? Because he was there yesterday. Oh my God, I feel like I missed so much. Oh, Lauren Weber. All right, maybe it wasn't him there, or maybe he's just sitting over there to throw him off. Yeah, I don't have any words about that dress.
Officer Pfeiffer, have you reviewed your body-worn camera footage in preparation for testifying in the trial in this matter?
I did.
And specifically, did you speak to Ms. Lauren Weber that night of February 25th of 2023?
I did.
And when you spoke with her, did she specifically tell you that she had been at the apartment and that it had been cleaned?
She did.
Did they call him back maybe to clarify something? Because the defense is trying to say how it was so contaminated.
Thank you.
So you reviewed your body cam like today or last night, or how recently did you review it?
Maybe he sat over there because maybe he hasn't had good interactions with Jade's family. That could be. I mean, we don't know. I would not. I don't know how to explain their family. I'm just not going to say anything.
I've reviewed it today and yesterday as well.
So Miss Weber told you on the body cam that the apartment had been cleaned.
Yes.
She didn't indicate anything about the smell.
She stated that he had cleaned the apartment.
That he had cleaned the apartment.
Correct.
That's what she stated to you.
Correct.
At one point, did y'all hear the judge this morning? He goes, "I can't hear you." And he looks over at his court reporter because she had like her copier running.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right, thank you. All right, who's the next witness?
The next witness is Ms. Jade Jackson.
I feel bad saying anything. They just look like they're hurting. Now, this lady in this light gray suit and the blonde hair, she sits in a chair in front of the doors in the back and lets people in and out. What is that?
Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, see that purple bracelet she's got on her right wrist? That's what all of Jade's family's wearing. It has a butterfly on it, and I think justice for Jaden, I think.
Good afternoon, Ms. Jackson. Could you please state your full name for the record?
Jade Jackson.
She's pretty.
Could you spell your first name and your middle name for the court reporter?
Nijaiha, middle name Deshay, Deshay.
And where are you originally from, Ms. Jackson?
Little Rock, Arkansas.
Hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it wasn't him, but I was looking at the hairline. I was like looking for details to compare it with today. And I'm going to go back, whether it's tomorrow or Friday, and I will see if he's back.
And when you lived in Little Rock, Arkansas, at some point in your life, did you meet Miss Jade Benning?
I did.
And how old were you when you met Jade Benning?
I was about 6 years old.
Can you describe your friendship with Jade Benning?
My friendship with Jade Benning was a friendship that I pray everyone gets to experience. Jade was my sister.
Should I forward to Letitia? Because I'm assuming we're just going to build rapport with the prosecutor, which is great, but,
She
saving time.
was a very loyal person, a very dependable person, and a friend that I never imagined to not have anymore.
I just want to say, if y'all have never gone to a court, like a criminal court in person, this was my first experience. There's nothing like it. Like what was going on in the hallways, it's kind of like being almost at an amusement park. It's like all mixes of people. People are on the phone. They're like, I know, I got to go back to jail. And I've never seen anything like it. And then you can see like public defenders and like the defendants are talking crazy. And they're like, listen, I need you to talk to me.
How long did you knew her since you were 6, but did you guys go to school together?
Definitely not interacting, just sitting over there. Just sitting. So I was on the 4th row back. I feel like he was 1 row in front. So that would have actually been the 3rd row. Maybe he was sitting there to be like on that far left side to see the jury. Maybe it's not him. Maybe I screwed up, but I'm going to find out.
Yes, we went to
Welcome,
middle
Lee.
school, high school, and a little bit of college.
And during that time, did you stay very close best friends?
Yes.
At some point, did y'all not live?
She's beautiful. Oh, wait, is she going to keep objecting? Hold on.
Wanted to be in a relationship with him?
At a point in time, yes.
And at some point before she found out she was pregnant, so before that, did something happen that kind of changed that positive, optimistic outlook about the possible future with Mr. Taylor?
You said before she found out she was pregnant? There were a couple of incidents at his home with a previous girl.
Objection, Your Honor. May we approach?
Okay.
Wow.
Did you, I guess that day, talk to her about that positive pregnancy test a lot?
Yes, I did. I did indeed.
And what did you do to kind of assist Ms. Benning with this new news in her life?
Well, I was telling her because these were at-home pregnancy tests, yes, they are positive, but I think that we should probably go to a clinic to verify. So I was looking at clinics in the surrounding area to see where we could get her in to get an ultrasound.
And were you able to get her an appointment that same day?
Yes,
And was it the very same day or was it the next day?
it was the next day.
So were you trying to get her an appointment the same day?
I was trying to get her an appointment the same day, but was told we don't do same day appointments.
And did you go with her to that appointment?
I did.
And do you remember the date of it?
November the 3rd.
And what happened at that appointment?
They took her back and did vitals, and then I was telling her, don't wait on me to get there so I can be with you for the ultrasound because I wanted to hear the heartbeat with her. And
Did you make it?
yes, I did. And I went to the back with her, and the nurse was asking her if she wanted to, well, I asked her if she wanted to hear the heartbeat, and the nurse kind of verified with her decision, and we heard the heartbeat. And they were measuring like the baby size and confirming like how many weeks she was.
Ms. Jackson, were they able to tell Ms. Benning how many weeks pregnant she was?
Yes.
And was that something where you and her discussed kind of dates of when it would have happened?
Yes.
When they gave you that information, did you know who would have been the father of that baby?
Yes.
And do you still have all of your text messages with Jade?
I do.
And was that something where y'all were going through your phones, looking at dates, making sure like when she was where, all of those things in that moment?
Yes, ma'am.
Objection, leave.
Okay. She's answered it, so go ahead without leading question.
And after that day, did you know what contact Ms. Benning had with Mr. Taylor about learning that she was pregnant and then finding out the exact timing of
That bailiff is definitely watching her.
it?
Yes.
Welcome,
And
Melissa.
can you describe, did you read any text messages she had? Did you just talk to her about it? Or kind of how did you get information about her talking to him about it?
She sent me screenshots of his response. She called me to kind of tell me that they were going to have a conversation. So I was pretty much in the loop from day one as to what was going on in her pregnancy.
And can you describe, after she met with Mr. Taylor, what was her attitude after speaking with him?
Quilt Girl has a theory. Y'all have a theory. He told his parents and they told him he better fix it or else. Good theory.
She was very upset, very disappointed. Obviously, it wasn't planned, but I think the response that he gave her was not what she was not necessarily looking for, but hoping for, just in terms of a conversation. It seemed more so like he was just not really interested.
Objection going into a hearsay response. No way she could know that without Jade.
Okay.
She was not stating his words, Your Honor, which would be hearsay. She was
She
describing.
described Miss Benning. I mean, so go ahead.
Ms. Benning, after she talked to him, you were describing that she was disappointed with his response.
Yes.
What was her outlook and attitude even after speaking with him and getting his response?
I feel like Jade was still very hopeful. She was still like, you know what, like if this is how he's gonna act, then I'm just gonna kind of move forward with my life. Like she definitely had a positive outlook on the situation, although his response was very under.
I'm just going to ask something. I don't know how to ask it without I feel like I get attacked. But are there some families that would be against interracial families? Jade's family is interracial.
Did you have any involvement in the last message that Ms. Benning sent Mr. Taylor
I did.
in November? And can
Yes.
you describe that?
She was pretty much like, she sent me a text that she was gonna send him, basically saying how she was feeling towards the situation, and she sent it to me, and I edited a little bit to kind of be more forward and for her to say what it was that she really wanted to say, and just kind of get her feelings out there regardless of.
Oh, yeah. This is a private defense attorney from Texas. She's got like a whole slew. There's 7, 8 of them. I don't know. There were so many people. They're typing notes on cell phones. Someone's taking a phone, walking in and out of the courtroom. I thought, what is this shenanigans? It was weird. His dad, Trooper, his name is Trooper Taylor, is a one of the coaches for Texas A&M football team. His salary is $625,000 a year.
What he was going to say or not.
And did she share with you kind of proof that she sent that message to him?
Yes.
And did he respond?
I don't remember.
Okay. Would that have been close in time to that November 3rd appointment?
Thanks, Sink. You said not me. I have an interracial in my family. But do you think there are some families that are?
Yes.
After she sent that message, are you aware if they talked afterwards in November?
Yes.
And were they talking like on a regular basis, or what do you know about the communication that they had after she sent that text?
And just remind y'all, Blaise is out on a $2.5 million bond.
The communication between the two of them was very one-sided. Based on the responses that I read, it kind of was in terms of Blaise.
Both sides have tons of support there. Jade's parents are there, step parents, friends, what appears to be aunts, uncles, grandparents. They're in like 2 whole rows. And then Blaise's parents are there. And it looks to be like a lot of support over there. I mean, those could be all attorneys. There's a lot of people working for Letitia.
He's not really wanting Jade to do certain things, and not like saying he was trying to persuade her not to have the baby, but his response was not in a collaborative effort with wanting to raise a child with her.
And I guess, what was Jade doing about telling other people initially? She told you.
Mm-hmm.
Did she tell anyone else kind of in the beginning, just the first week?
I believe she told her mom, her dad, and I think that's all I remember.
Okay. What was your outlook when she told you that Mr. Taylor didn't want to be involved? What was your outlook, and what were you doing kind of with your relationship with Miss Benning?
I told her that we're sisters at the end of the day. So if I have to be the baby's dad.
Yeah, it is crazy, Beach Bum. He's got 4 counts of murder charges and he's out on bond. Ugh.
I was like, we will get through this together. I always reassured her that she's never alone. We were both living alone at that time, and her lease was coming to an end. And I was telling her, if we need to live together, I need to help you, then I will. I went to the appointment.
Did you guys end up getting a place together, or what ended up happening?
No, unfortunately, she ditched me on that plan, but she moved into a 2-bedroom apartment so Ivy could have her own room. And she was like, you're in school, so she found an apartment that could house the both of them comfortably.
And during that time, kind of after mid-November and December and through the holiday, was Miss Benning planning things for that new apartment and moving?
Yes.
Did she share a lot of that information with you by text message, video calls, and phone calls?
Yes.
And then can you describe, did y'all see each other over Christmas?
We did not.
And when the kind of new year began in January, can you describe what happened?
She got word from Blaise, and he reached out to her wanting to talk to her, and she was very optimistic about what was going to be said, and that is kind of the basis of that whenever the January 1st came around.
And was there a break of time where she had not communicated with him at all?
Yes.
And was that at least 5 to 6 weeks?
Yes.
And you said she was hopeful. Do you know if she met with him and saw him?
She did.
And did she see him every day, or can you kind of describe what information did you have about the contact that they had with each other?
From my understanding and from what I was told, it wasn't every single day, but they were definitely back in communication, not normal as it was before the fact she found out she was pregnant, but it appeared to be kind of heading in a direction of.
I'm going to fast forward to where the defense attorney and her Prada reading glasses. I just noticed that. She had Louboutins or whatever you call those shoes.
So I was there this morning for anybody new joining, and I'm either going to go back tomorrow or Friday. Kind of thinking tomorrow.
Perspectives, and when he's explaining it to someone, he then adds that in there. But I had known that she had thrown up prior to that statement.
Was that the first time?
See, it makes me mad they didn't go back to the scene and get the comforter and sheets that she had vomited on. Like, to me, why didn't they get a search warrant right then? I get that nothing's perfect, but to me, that would have been pretty important.
You ever heard him say that?
Yes.
And is it fair to say you had asked him a multitude of times what happened?
Yes.
And
Thank you, Lee from Tennessee. The Tennessee Constitution requires that a bond be offered on homicides as of now. Ooh, good thing Adelson's weren't in Tennessee. That's why judges try to give huge bonds on first degree murder.
so you're present when he's telling the hospital staff about what happened.
Yes.
Does he ever tell them what you heard Jade say to him on that phone call?
No.
At some point,
So the standard is 10%. So he had a $2.5 million bond. So it means $250,000, and that is non-refundable. Or they could put up the whole $2.5 million and get that back.
did you tell him?
I did.
And was he there when you told him?
Yes.
What, if anything, did he say when you told them what Jade said to you?
He started talking over me and then says, "You act like you care about her more than I do, and that's the mother of my child."
Can you explain what did that statement mean to you based off of what you knew?
Can you ask that one more time?
That statement, was that a normal statement or an unusual statement?
Your
Unusual.
Honor, I'm gonna object. She's already stated she doesn't know Mr. Taylor. This was the first time she met him.
Okay. Do you want to rephrase your question? Because I understood that.
Had you ever heard him say that before?
No.
Did you find that to be, I guess, can you describe, what did you think when he said that?
Objection irrelevant.
Care to be heard on the relevance?
Yes, Your Honor, I think the context of their relationship, his state of mind, I think that it's
But
relevant
you're
to
asking
the
her
answer.
to interpret that. I'll sustain the objection.
What did you do at that point?
At that point, I tried to stay away from him as much as I could because that upset me.
Why did it upset you?
Because she's my best friend, and that didn't matter about the relationship. Like, we should be focusing on her health and the baby's health, not about who was closer to her in that moment.
Did you tell multiple people at the hospital about what Jade said on that phone call to him?
Yes.
And at some point did,
Shy gal, from what I've heard so far, yeah, she does sound very credible. She definitely looks very sincere. She loved and misses her friend. Beautiful. Here for today, his hair looks too small for his head. I do think he's a handsome guy. I mean, don't hate me for that. But, I mean, he was handsome when I saw him. He's short. He is short.
police officers arrive?
Yes.
And did you speak with them?
Yes.
And did you speak with multiple officers?
Yes.
Did you tell them about the phone call?
Yes.
And at some point, did a detective show up?
Yes.
And did you meet with him?
Yes.
And was that separate from Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
And did you give him a statement about everything that Jade said to you, to him on that call that you heard?
Yes.
And at some point that night, did you leave the hospital?
Yes.
And can you describe, when did you do that?
Maybe around like 2 a.m.
And what, if anything, did you do?
I left and went home and was trying to make sense of what I just heard.
At any point, did you see Mr. Keontae Jones again that night?
Yes.
And can you describe that?
He picked me up. I was telling him that I just felt uncomfortable because at this point it was just Blaise and I and a couple of other people, and I just didn't want to be there anymore. So I asked him to come and pick me up.
And can you describe, did anyone else that knew Jade show up at the hospital before you left?
Yes.
And who showed up?
Lauren and Natalie.
And did you know them?
Yes.
How did you know them?
I met them through Jade. They were her coworkers.
At some point, did you go back to Jade's apartment?
Yes.
And when did you do that?
Maybe like a day or so after.
And did you go by yourself or did
I would love to be there for the verdict. I mean, I know, like, I don't, I could go a lot of different ways as far as timing.
you go with other people?
Other people.
Your Honor, may I
Yes.
have permission to publish a portion of Exhibit 14 to this witness?
Oh, you off of your computer? Or no? Okay.
The vibe in the courtroom is that the air is loud and they have this huge sign that says absolutely no cell phones outside. It's on a marker board and it says you will be held in contempt of court or asked to leave. It says both. And then after the break, somebody that works for the prosecutor's office, she went around to everybody on our side and was like, "Put your phones away." I had my phone off, but some people had theirs out in their laps and were texting. But I feel like the defense complained because I saw one of the attorneys go, yeah, right there. It says no phones. So something was weird. I just feel like they're just looking for something to like make it like not really win, but just to like, I don't know what the word is. I don't know if mistrial is the right thing. If closing is on Friday AM, chances are good. Yeah, I don't know. But the jury, I mean, they look like they're all taking it very seriously, I would say. But they're getting annoyed with Letitia. There's a lot of like in and out over there on the left side, which is like where the defense is. I mean, these attorneys are, I don't know what they are, paralegals. They're all up and down, in and out of the courtroom. And I do wonder, like, what are they doing? And it's very distracting because the door is opening and closing. He doesn't have the Everett rule where you can't, come in and out. But her family is very solemn, would be the best word. I would say very solemn.
Your Honor, for the record, I'm publishing video 1 from Exhibit 14. Ms. Jackson, do you recognize what's shown in this video?
Yes.
And what is that?
Jade's kitchen,
Yum.
and it's the dinner that she made that night.
And do you remember why y'all were videoing this?
Thanks, y'all. It was definitely a first for me, and it was cool. Like I told y'all I was going to do it, and so this morning I was like, I told him I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Because I was very adamant on going to her apartment because I had just seen her an hour prior to this phone call. So I wanted to see if there was something happened, if there was any sign of struggle or kind of what happened here.
No.
And now I am showing video
What's
number
different?
4. Sorry, I'm gonna go back to that.
Oh, okay.
I love how the judge just like interjects his own questions. It's weird.
I'm showing video number 4. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
And specifically, is there anything about this video that stood out to you?
The camera and the blinds.
Mm.
And explain what you mean by that.
Every time that I've been at Jade's apartment, that white camera has been in her kitchen area. So I was very concerned as to why it was moved in her bedroom. Jade also lived on the first floor, so I was confused as to why her blinds were up and the camera was facing outward. She kept the camera in the the kitchen, I'm sorry, because the front door was right there. So this was very alarming because Jade would never leave her blinds up like that, especially at night with the camera moved.
Okay, that's super suspicious. So what do y'all think? Scooter push, why can't the judge control his courtroom and prevent the distracting traffic on the part of the defense team? I mean, it's not just them, but like her family's not coming in and out. But then there are tons of like spectators, and I just think this case is drawing a lot of people. I bet you, though, I'm not kidding you, I bet you there's 50 students in there, young people. Then there also seemed to be like a group of high school kids. I don't know, like a field trip.
Away from, can't see anything there.
Had you ever seen the camera in that location at this apartment or even her previous apartment?
No.
I am gonna go back to video number 1. Ms. Jackson, can you describe where is it that camera normally would be?
To the right of the Happiness is Homemade sign.
And if you touch that monitor in front of you, it will actually make a mark, so you can mark this specific spot that you're referring to.
Right here? Oh. Oh, my God.
You need to redo it.
Okay, so just so y'all know, the witness has a screen in front of them, and then they have the pen, so then they can circle things. So that red circle, that's her circling it.
Is that where it was when you had been there earlier?
Yes.
And so when you were there earlier that night,
Well, maybe the prosecutor's circling this one, but I know when the detective was up there, he was circling stuff. And so I think maybe the doctor, I think it's terrible. I think they should have shut this down as a crime scene. But I guess, I don't know. I don't know what happened. You know, was it late at night and they didn't want to deal with it, the search warrant? Because at that point it was like midnight. I felt like, in my opinion, the detective, Sergeant Smith, like he was kind of ashamed to testify to that today. Like I feel like he's carrying a burden, if that makes sense.
the camera was right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you came back, it was in the bedroom.
Yes.
Can you describe what, if anything, did you do related to that camera and the blinds that we just saw in her bedroom?
I moved the camera back to where it was, and I put the blinds back down.
So you moved the camera and put it back in
Where?
that spot, right by the stove.
Yes.
And why did you do that?
Because I was not sure if Blaise had an extra key or not. He did help her move in, and it was supposed to be in front of the door in case if something happened, you can see. And so I put it back there because I was not sure if he were to have come back or not.
Did you have any idea if that camera was connected and recording?
I was under the impression that it was.
And I want to show
describe what, if anything, did you notice about this area of Miss Benning's bedroom?
I noticed the staining on her comforter and that her covers were kind of messed up from the bottom half and not the foot of the bed and not.
So Dreamscape says, I'm not sure what I've heard. Did the police attend with the ambulance? If so, were they put off by the defendant saying it was an allergic reaction? Is that why it wasn't a crime scene? I don't totally know. I haven't watched every bit of it, but I do remember somebody testifying the first day that anything that EMTs would try to do to her, that like Blaise would interfere or interrupt and maybe take it to trial. Miss Sweet Pea, you could tell us.
At the head of the bed.
Was that generally how she would leave her bedroom?
No.
And you were referring to that stain,
Yes.
and you've already testified that at some point at the hospital, Mr. Taylor said she threw up.
Yes.
When you saw that stain, does that look like throw up to you?
Not necessarily to me.
Yeah, I mean, why didn't they go there and get that? Like she vomited, and y'all in the ER Vanderbilt guy is basically saying she was DOA when she got to there. I mean, she was on a vent basically. Yeah, SCJK law enforcement dropped the ball big time, not cordoning off the crime scene. I agree. Okay, Miss Sweet Pea, you say yes, he did. Yeah, he was like interfering with the EMTs, like probably like, oh no, don't save her.
I don't know what that looks
Your
like.
Honor, I'm gonna object as she is not a medical professional to determine.
Okay, she said she's not sure what that was.
Was that something that stood out to you,
Yes.
and why?
Because Jade wouldn't have her comforter dirty, and Blaise had already told me that she threw up.
Did you do anything to try to locate evidence of throw up?
Yes, I looked in the trash can, I looked in the washer and dryer, any nook and cranny around her apartment to see where this throw up was.
And did you find any evidence of it?
No.
Can you describe the pictures kind of that were taken of the trash can? Were you there when all of that was done?
Yes.
Your Honor, I would like to show this witness the photograph from Exhibit 14.
All right.
This is the fourth photograph.
I agree, Scooter. I mean, the going in and out is disruptive. They did that when I was on jury duty. The judge allowed it, and it's very distracting.
I believe is 14. I don't know if it's labeled as a collective exhibit, but it would be 14T if we were doing it that way. Ms. Jackson, did anything stand out to you about this picture?
I did think that the pink lemonade did stand out to me because that was the color of the drink that she was drinking when I was there the first time.
And the fifth picture, can you describe what's shown here?
It looks like food that wasn't eaten, like left over on the plate or something.
Did that stand out to you as being unusual?
No.
Were you looking for, I guess, what?
Yeah, take a trial. I agree. I think the medic and police did not believe it was a homicide, only a homicide after toxicology report. Yeah, because Blaise is just on and on and on and on and on talking. And Sergeant Smith, the detective, said to him, oh, I don't think you're a suspect. So I agree. I just think they didn't think it was going to be this.
I was looking for the color that was on the comforter, that pinkish color. And I was looking for the food to be a little bit more grounded, I guess. Like she had already ate it. So I was looking for food that was not in whole pieces, like I see here.
So when you saw that, you were checking to see if that was throw up?
Yes.
And What was your determination?
It was not.
Did you find any evidence outside of what was on that comforter?
No, not that I recall.
And were you there when that comforter was bagged up?
Yeah, so Dreamscape, you're asking about the jury. I gave it earlier, but you probably weren't here yet. There's 7 men, 6 are white, 1 is black, 9 women, 5 are white, 4 are black. Ages, the men, I've got some in their 50s and 40s. The females all look to be in their 30s or 40s on one row. One of the girls is so attentive. I mean, she is like the most perfect posture. But then it looks like there's some young jurors, which has really shocked me. I mean, I would think there's at least 4 or 5 in their 20s if I had to bet. I would say the oldest are probably some men that are in their mid 60s.
Yes.
Did anybody touch it with anything other than gloved hands to put it in that bag?
No.
And I want to kind of go back. That was, I guess, a day after. Can you describe at the hospital? Did you go back to the hospital?
Yes.
And who, if anybody, was there in those days that followed?
All of our family and friends.
And can you describe, are you close with Miss Benning's family?
Yes.
And describe your relationship with her mother, Bridget.
She's like a second mom to me. So we kind of just leaned on each other that whole week, trying to understand something that didn't make sense.
I think it is a good mix on the jury. I mean, I thought it looked like it. I mean, a lot of them are wearing jeans. But the funniest was the lady wearing a shirt that said, "I'm not for everyone." I mean, that's pretty bold to wear a graphic tee like that. It's almost like she's sending a message.
And did Mr. Jones come back to the hospital?
Yes.
And were you there on March 6th?
Yes.
And can you describe what happened on that day?
I went to Dollar Tree. I went and got balloons and cupcakes from Kroger. Brought them to the hospital. And we all sang happy birthday because that was Jade's, would have been her 25th birthday. They told us that she was brain dead that day. There was no active brain activity. And ultimately, Jade died on her, what would have been her 25th birthday.
Mr. Jackson, I'm going to switch topics a little bit. Prior to Jade learning that she was pregnant, that November 2nd, November 3rd of 2022, prior to that, did Miss Benning, did she drink alcohol?
Yes.
Did she ever get drunk in her life?
Yes.
And was that something that happened on a daily occurrence or was it sporadic?
Sporadic.
And did she use any other substances?
She smokes marijuana.
Did you know of her using any other substance other than marijuana?
Mushrooms a time or two.
Was that something that she did on a frequent basis?
No.
And can you describe once Miss Benning found out she was pregnant, which let me kind of go back, are those the only 2 substances other than alcohol that you've ever heard of her using?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of her using cocaine or even talking about it?
No.
After she found out she was pregnant, can you describe what, if anything, did she have to drink that was an alcoholic beverage?
She never drank alcohol again.
And what, if anything, did she ever smoke marijuana or have used marijuana in any way?
No.
Can you describe kind of her lifestyle about health after she found out about the baby?
It drastically changed. She would let me know when she would take her prenatals. She was doing light workouts, was definitely changing her diet and eating habits and drinking a lot of water.
I can just one moment. Thank you, Ms. Jackson. I don't have any other questions.
Any questions on behalf of Mr. Taylor?
Yes, Your Honor, it's going to be pretty lengthy.
Okay, I checked with the jury about staying longer tonight, and they're okay.
See, I think that's why the judge did that. That's fun. We're just going to stay tonight. So go ahead. I went until 7 p.m., y'all. Lee, I do. Yeah, that would be me. I would be Mama Detective. Good night, Mia. I mean, what is she doing over here at production? Yeah, 7 p.m. I think she's trying to justify the millions she's probably charged to the family.
Lodging numbers 2, 1 second, please.
Oh, I do have to tell y'all today, they're like, we're going to admit this photo. And I was like, oh my God, here it comes. They're going to show us a picture of the body. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. But it was a picture of a blood vial.
Ms. Jackson, my name is Letitia Quinones Hollins, and I'll be asking you a few questions. Well, a lot of questions. At any time you don't understand something, let me know, and I'll do my best to rephrase, okay? You said you met Jade when you were 6 years old. You guys at some point went to the same middle school and high school, right? You were very close.
Correct.
And you guys also went off to college. Was it the same college that you went to? Or different colleges but at the same time?
We went to the same college at one point and a different college at another.
Because she left and went to culinary school.
Mhm.
And the culinary school was with.
Oh my God. Y'all remember I just said that Ed Joyner looks like he is Letitia's bitch? I just looked it up. They're freaking married.
Bentonville.
Now, are you both from Little Rock, Arkansas?
We are.
Do you know an Ariane Curtis, who now may be Ariane Jordan?
I do.
Is she also from Little Rock, Arkansas?
I believe so.
And do you know Apple Denny?
I know of her.
Have you ever met her before?
Objection, Your Honor, to relevant.
I would just have a little leeway.
Okay, you ever met her?
Yes.
All right, what?
Now, at some point, Jade moved to Nashville, correct?
Correct.
And do you know about when she moved to Nashville?
I don't know exactly when. Probably like 2020, early 2022, maybe.
Early 2022? Okay. And when she moved to Nashville in early 22, you were with her.
In Little Rock.
Were you guys speaking during that time?
Yes.
How often?
Maybe like every couple days or maybe once a week.
But significant, you were talking. And then at some point, you moved to Nashville.
Correct.
When did you move to Nashville?
In August of 2022.
And so, when you moved to Nashville, who did you live with when you moved here?
Myself.
And you came here to go to McCarran?
Mahara, yes.
Mahara, I'm sorry. And you didn't move in with Miss Benning?
No.
Now, when you moved here, how often did the two of you get together?
It just depends on when our schedules would align.
So what would that be?
Maybe once a week, twice a week.
So once or twice a week?
Maybe, yes.
And what are some of the things that the two of you would do when you got together? Your Honor, this witness testified that the basis of a lot of her testimony today.
Okay, what would y'all do when you come out?
Go eat dinner, go walk, just all kinds of fun stuff that best friends would do.
Would you smoke marijuana together?
Yes.
All right, it's been mentioned, so she answered it. Go ahead.
Thank you. Would you drink together?
Yes.
And would she opt, or at least at some point, would she suggest that you do mushrooms together?
No.
No?
She didn't suggest.
Did she ask you to do mushrooms with her?
Maybe. I don't recall.
Now, would a text message between you and Jade help refresh your memory?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, get that there.
So,
He's gonna get that.
let me make sure it's the right one. This is it. I have a copy. If you could take a moment and read those first 3 texts to yourself and let me know when you're done. Or maybe go down 4 texts.
I'm ready.
Did she suggest that you guys should do it together?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, you would oftentimes, would you not, reach out to Ms. Benning and ask her to help you secure drugs, wouldn't you?
Marijuana.
Adderall as well, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so more than marijuana.
Okay. Yes.
You did that more than once.
Objection, Your Honor, to the relevance of the approach.
Okay.
I feel bad for her. I mean, she's like chewing the inside of her cheek. They met on Hinge, y'all are saying. But yeah, I mean, they were in their 20s. I mean, people do stuff. Like, I don't really. Did you smoke marijuana? Yeah. I mean, whatever. Yeah, Tinder, Hinge. Aurora, what? Good night. Sync. Oh, thanks, little Miss Red Velvet. Which ones? My readers are peepers, and then the gold ones. I got them on like TikTok Shop. I think it was like 10 pairs for $10 or something. I just keep a bunch of cheap sunglasses in my car, and I didn't want to take like a better pair in because I had a smaller purse and I was cramming them in there.
Yeah, dating apps. I'm trying to fast forward this. Do you think they went out and had the ones outside court? Yeah, they were just like TikTok shop cheap.
Ms. Benning said,
All right, let me go back.
Yes.
Blaise just looks unfazed.
Ms. Jackson, do you remember a time when, around October the 3rd of 2022, when Ms. Benning was traveling somewhere in California? You remember that?
Yes.
And do you remember you guys were having a text message conversation?
Yes.
And in that text message, Ms. Benning starts off the conversation saying, "Edible kicked my ass." Do you remember her saying that to you?
Can I please see it?
You may.
Okay, what's your question?
Do you see there where on October the 3rd of 2022, Ms. Benning says to you, "Edibles kicked my ass." Do you see that?
Yes.
Did you see that later, the next text message she sends says, "Smoking, edibles, and tequila. Laugh my ass off." Do you see that?
Yes.
And do you see where your next text to her is, "Weed or some other shit"?
Yes.
What is some other shit that she could be smoking, Ms. Jackson?
Mushrooms.
Because you can smoke mushrooms?
I didn't say smoke. I said or some other shit.
Well, you said weed or some other shit, right?
Yes.
What's the other shit?
Mushrooms. You get.
So when you were referring to weed, because you hear above it, it says smoking, but it doesn't say what she's smoking, right?
Mhm.
It says smoking, and then you respond, weed or some other shit.
Mhm.
And your response is she was going to smoke mushrooms.
I didn't say smoke mushrooms, but I was asking her, was that what she's talking about?
And did Ms. Benning, in your closeness with her, ever share with you when the last time that she had her period?
I don't recall.
You know. Would you have learned that the last time she had her period was September the 12th?
Is that a question?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you're putting words into her mouth. I thought you asked, did you know, and she said no.
She said she didn't recall.
She said she didn't.
As close as you were, did you know that she didn't have her period in October?
We don't just discuss our periods like all the time, so no.
So when you were on direct examination, Ms. Jackson, you talked about that this was your sister and you discussed everything. Isn't that what you said?
We do.
But you don't discuss your periods.
I did not.
Now, but didn't you, isn't it true that you and Ms. Benning was trying to calculate who was the father of this child?
Mhm.
You wouldn't discuss the last time she had her period if you're trying to calculate when was the last time who was the father of the child?
I don't recall talking about a period.
Well, how would you figure out who was the father?
Objection, Your Honor. She's answered this question.
Right, well, she's
I'm
asking
objecting to
another
the
question.
relevance of the line of questioning. The witness
What's your
says she
next
doesn't
question?
know.
How can you discuss and try to determine who's the father of the child if you don't discuss when was the last time she had her period?
Based on the how far along she was in her pregnancy.
Well, how would you know how far along she was if she doesn't go to the doctor?
She did.
But you were talking about that before she went to the doctor.
We were at the doctor talking about that.
So when you were talking about it, you would have to figure out the last time she had her cycle and who she was having sex with.
Okay. You can't tell her what she did or didn't know, you just ask her questions.
Now, was there not a time that Ms. Benning would infuse the food that she cooked with marijuana?
Objection, Your Honor, to relevance.
We've already had that discussion with other witnesses. Did you know anything about that?
I did.
You said you did know?
Mhm.
And she would do that, would she not?
She has before.
Thank you. Now, when you were discussing who the father was of this baby, there was another gentleman that was in the running. Was that true?
Yes.
And who was that?
His name was Dez.
And at the time that you guys were making this discussion or having this discussion, this was a time that she was in fact pregnant, correct?
I'm sorry, could you repeat your question?
This was
That
a time.
was the discussion with Ms. Benning about Des after you knew she was pregnant.
Yes.
And in that same conversation, you were asking, and she was talking about the mushrooms, and you were asking her to ask Dez.
Objection, Your Honor, to the hearsay.
What is your question?
This was a discussion they were having together.
Well, it still may be hearsay, but what is your question?
You guys were discussing drugs then too, were you not?
Objection, Your Honor, to the hearsay.
Do you care to be heard?
Yes, there was a conversation that she was a part of. This is what she was saying with Miss Benning. And it goes to Miss Benning's state of mind.
What hearsay exception is
It goes to Miss Benning's state of mind as it relates to drugs. This is a drug overdose. Mr. Taylor has to be able to put on a defensive theory.
Did you ever discuss with Ms. Benning after she knew she was pregnant about drugs?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Would it assist you if I was to allow you to look at text messages?
Sure.
When text, what time frame text are you want that?
It is 10:29, Your Honor, and 11:02.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, it can be. 10:29. Let me just give you.
See if there's multiple copies of that.
I'm gonna give you a copy of all of them so you can have it ahead of time.
You've got 10/29, 11/2, and something else.
Yeah, I'm giving her all of them. I'm just
What-
making sure
what
that
is
they're the
that?
same.
Your Honor, I object to the relevance as well as the hearsay. I do not understand what she is attempting to do.
All right, let the jury step down and follow.
I gave her both copies of it.
How many texts are you wanting to show this young lady?
I'm trying to get them all to her. at
How
one
many are
time.
you wanting to show?
About 8, Your Honor.
All right, let me have copies of them. Let me have copies of them.
I want to give them to you all at one time, please, so that we don't have to go and revisit. And I can tell the court exactly
Just
where
let
I'm
me
going.
have copies of them.
Once you read them, you're gonna ask me.
I don't know what I'm asking.
11:02, 10:29. 11:02. Here's another one for 11:02. There's another one for 11:02. There's another one for 11:02.
All right, you're giving me all the metadata and everything?
Yes, I am.
I don't even see the, one starts off need, or,
That's the way that it
I've been
prints out.
looking at my body. Beautiful child I've ever laid eyes on. What does that say about drugs?
So I'm giving you drugs, but
Let's just do this real easy. Tell me what that one says about drugs.
so in that text message,
You haven't looked at it.
you just told me what it said. You said it says about my body. What does it have to do with about drugs? I'm trying to answer it.
Okay.
What this says is that on 11/2, and then you go to 10/29, she talks about,
I haven't gotten to 10/29.
you're asking me about this one or 10/29.
That one.
This one says, me either, and then she goes on to say to both. Then she says, like, I've been looking at my body and shit too. And so what it says here is that she knew that when I started questioning if I could be pregnant. So on this date, she says that she had been looking at her body and could tell that she had been pregnant. She
She
did not.
says that?
Yes, she did.
Okay, let me see that. But that has nothing to do with drugs.
It does, because what
No,
it
no, I'm
suggests.
saying, is there any reference in this text to drugs?
No, but it
Okay,
orients the
thank
state of mind of Miss Benning.
State of mind.
Yes, as it goes to our defensive theory.
Does the state have decent copies of what the messages are back and forth?
I can.
This is like reading a dictionary.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm not sure I opened it or not.
It's the way that we did it. I can only print out the way the metadata is given to me.
Like I've been looking at my body, okay? So that's what you say on that. The next one I'm looking at is 11/2 at 1:50 p.m. You need to find out ASAP. Indiana is the closest place to go if I made that decision. What does that have to do with drugs?
Because that one is dealing with abortion, because
How do we know that?
because that's what they're talking about in regards to Indiana being the closest place.
How do I know that?
Because in text messages before that,
I
she
don't have
says,
those.
you do.
What does this have to do with drugs?
I just said, I'm giving you all the text
Does this have
messages.
anything to do with drugs?
No, but it has to do with abortion that I'm going to go into, and I don't want to have to stop and do this again.
I'm just dealing with the state's objection about you're wanting to grill this young lady about drugs. That is something about abortion. Weird, feel like you've been drinking. What does this have to do with drugs?
It has to do with alcohol. She was found to have cocaine in her system.
But that is something from where's the answer from Ms. Jackson, but like you've been drinking?
Ms. Jackson just testified that she is
Where's
very,
the answer of this from the text?
it doesn't have to be an answer. That's her statement to Ms. Benning.
Objection to the hearsay.
It's not hearsay. She's right here. I can ask her
How
if
about
she
Ms.
said,
Benning's statements are hearsay?
that's not Ms. Benning's statement. If I can at least allow me to explain to the court what it is that I'm trying to do, why I provided you with all the text messages that you asked for.
Well, some of them I didn't ask for. Finished up cleaning, want to come smoke and have a bottle of wine when I get off. That's from Ms. Jackson. That's 10:29. So you want to ask Ms. Jackson if Ms. Benning came over and had a bottle of wine?
I do, and smoked.
Where does it say smoke?
You want to smoke and have a bottle of wine.
Want to come SPOKE. You think that's a misspelling?
Can I see it?
And while she's looking at that, one says, I'll be done in like an hour. You're not going to the party. I was going to, but my body is just really exhausted. I think I'd rather chill tonight. What is that? What's the relevancy of that?
That one has to do with, as I stated before, that she was already telling by her body that she was pregnant, but yet she was doing drugs around this time. If you orient it with the other text message of 10:29 that I gave you.
All right, maybe I hadn't got that. This is 11/2. 10:29 one says she's doing drugs.
Excuse me. Can I have a copy of these
No,
texts?
hang on just a minute. Do you have the 10:29 one?
You just have that when you're on it.
Okay. It says, I'll be done in an hour.
This is
It's 10 on the hour.
Okay, and after you look at this, is that a typo on your part?
probably, yes.
Okay, so you would say you're texting Miss Benning about wanting to smoke and have a bottle of wine?
Potentially, I guess.
Did she come over and do that?
I don't remember.
Okay. All right, we can do that. That. You've already asked about that. So on this one where you say, but like you've been drinking, do you know if she answered that?
If I may, Your Honor, that's Ms. Jackson's observation of Ms. Benning.
In a text?
Yes, in the
How's
text.
she observing her in a text?
She is finding out that she was pregnant. Ms. Jackson's response is like, you've been drinking.
I don't see that. I don't see that.
Yes, hard to.
And if she feels like that's not what it means, that's what she could tell the jury.
Ask what that was on, the big brackets there. You know what that's about?
The conversation is incomplete. Like, I can't really make a, I don't know.
And then this is, I mean, cited in a way, I'll be more okay when I know for sure it's his. It's his, it has to be, and what does that have to do with the drug?
That's in regards to Mr. Taylor. Like I said, I was giving you everything so that we didn't have to go through this again.
Okay, so this is relevant in terms of going back and finding out who the father is.
Correct.
And this shows that they're just discussing it.
They're discussing it, but it's relevant because it goes to Mr. Taylor's state of mind that he would try to harm a child that could possibly not even be his. My client, Mr. Taylor, the one who's on the
How
murder,
do these checks have anything to do with him?
because he's asked for a paternity test.
My question is, you've asked about discussions with who's the father and things like that. So you're wanting this text to add to that how?
Because it says she will be more excited once she determines it's his. So that means she didn't even know if it was his at the time.
All right. And then, does the state care to be heard about whether, do you, Miss Jackson, know what you're referencing? Indiana is the closest place to go if I made that decision?
The conversation, I don't remember the whole conversation. It is in part, so I can't give you an answer.
You don't know what Indiana may have been.
We were talking about her being pregnant.
Were there any discussions between you and Miss Benning about her getting an abortion?
Not necessarily that being her decision, no.
What does that mean?
She never said she wanted an abortion. I just
Do
told
you
her
know if Indiana has anything to do with that?
if she were to have made that decision, but that decision was not what she made.
And this one says because you could be 8 in 2 weeks would be 10 and then too late. You know what that was about?
If she were to have an abortion.
Okay. And the state, these are 11-2, 11-2. And the state's objection about these is what?
Your Honor, I just want to be clear, we're talking about those specific texts that you decided,
Yes.
Ms. Jackson, about. So my objection is that, number one, they're incomplete to the conversation, but
Do you
they're
have the complete download?
I
You can give it,
I'm asking you.
Right.
yes, I mean, I have access
I
to
mean,
it.
you would agree with me, I'm just trying to be fair, you would agree with me that you asked a lot of questions of various witnesses about Miss Benning wanting to have her baby.
Yes.
And these would indicate that there were discussions about not doing that.
And
But
Your
yes, no,
my objection.
yes, no.
I would like to ask the witness the question, but I understand that the
Ms. Jackson, a
conversation,
question?
yes,
Go ahead.
Ms. Jackson, those conversations that you have snippets of, did those all occur before Ms. Benning confirmed that she was pregnant?
No.
Are they all from November 2nd?
Yes.
And you went to the appointment to confirm it on November 3rd?
Correct.
So they're all before she confirmed it?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Once she confirmed that she was pregnant, was there any discussion that she was suggesting that she might have an abortion?
No.
If I may be heard, Your Honor.
You don't need to be heard. I'll allow to ask that. I'll allow you to ask about these two text messages.
Thank you.
Trying to bite my tongue about like that. And
Waterman, I be heard about the drug text messages.
sure,
The state's objection is that this witness has already testified that there was drug and alcohol use, marijuana and alcohol, prior to her finding out she was pregnant.
Mhm.
She found out she might be pregnant on November 2nd. She confirmed it on November 3rd.
Mhm.
Any questions about drinking or drug use prior to that are completely irrelevant. It's cumulative. It's already been testified to, and the specifics of it have no relevance to the trial.
they're wanting to argue the jury that she continued to be a drug dealer and may have overdosed on her own unintentionally.
Your Honor, those messages are before she knew she was pregnant.
Correct. And you can point that out. They want to argue, good thing, bad thing, I'm not going to say, but they want to argue that Ms. Benning may have unintentionally overdosed on cocaine.
Now, it is important to note while we're speaking about it, that she also had fentanyl in her system.
This lady doesn't.
I'm not speaking about that, but it goes to the
I don't
relevance.
need to hear all of your argument at this point. I'm just saying why you think it's relevant. So
But you're-
I'm allowing you to ask those questions. So
Thank
bring the jury back down. All right, go ahead.
So, Ms. Jackson, during the month of October, it is in fact true that Ms. Benning was in fact doing drugs, was it not?
She smoked marijuana.
And some other shit, right?
I'm not sure.
And once you guys found out that she was pregnant, you then sent her a text message and said, like, you've been drinking, didn't you?
I said that?
Yes.
Yes.
And what you were doing was calling her out that, oh my God, you're pregnant and you've been drinking. Isn't that correct?
No.
That's not what you meant by that?
No.
And it was after that that she no longer spoke with you about she herself doing any drugs. Is that right?
Could you ask that again, please?
Yes. After that text message that you sent her saying, like, you've been drinking, after that text message, she no longer sent you a text message about drinking or doing any drugs. Is that correct?
I don't recall.
So she could have sent some after that?
I'm not sure.
And also, we discussed the fact that you guys had to determine who the father was, and you determined that it was Blaise, correct?
Yes.
But there was a time when she took those home pregnancy tests that you talked about. You remember that? And she sent you a picture of those home pregnancy tests that you testified to.
Mhm.
During that time, she herself was considering an abortion, wasn't she?
She was not.
Well, didn't you guys discuss possibly going to Indiana?
In terms of, she wasn't sure what she wanted to do, but abortion was not the answer. We were just discussing as friends, what did the future look like?
Well, you were going to go to Indiana to possibly have an abortion. She was going to go to possibly have an abortion,
Objection, Your
correct?
Honor, counsel is mischaracterizing.
Okay. You know what that discussion was about?
I asked her about Indiana one time. We never went and we never talked about it again.
Well, why would you talk about it if it wasn't an option for her?
We were just discussing as girls, as friends, like what.
Didn't you also say on one occasion, well, 2 weeks, you need to decide because it'll be too late? Didn't you say that to her?
I didn't see that. Can I please see that?
You may.
Get that.
Okay, I see where I said that.
Okay, so you were discussing it because she was considering an abortion, correct?
We were just discussing. She didn't say she was getting an abortion.
I understand, but she was considering it, wasn't she?
Objection, Your Honor, she has mischaracterized the witness's testimony.
She said she checks that. She doesn't know what Ms. Benning was considering. Go ahead.
So when Ms. Benning then texts you, well, you text Ms. Benning, you need to find out ASAP. This is on November the 2nd. She responds, Indiana is the closest place to go if I make that decision. She was speaking about an abortion, was she not?
I already said that we discussed multiple options. It wasn't like a definitive answer.
Okay.
We were just talking.
So when this,
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
when Mr. Taylor reached back out to Ms. Benning on December 31st, after he no longer considered an abortion, it's no different. It was just different times. Isn't that correct?
I'm sorry.
What is your question? That's a statement.
No, I said, isn't that correct? That's a question.
That Mr.
When
you want
Mr.
her to
Taylor-
interpret what Mr. Taylor thought.
When Mr. Taylor reached back out to Ms. Benning on December 31st, do you remember that?
I don't remember the day when he reached back out. It was, I don't know.
Do you remember when she told you she went to the park with Mr. Taylor
I do.
on January the 1st?
Yes,
And they sat there for 4 to 5 hours and talked?
yes.
And after that date, did she ever tell you that Mr. Taylor talked to her about having an abortion after that?
I don't recall.
So is it your statement that he could have, or you don't recall him ever saying that?
Is there messages that I could potentially read about it?
I can give you the messages between you and Ms. Benning from January 1st all the way up to February 25th if you would like me to.
I'm speaking about this question that you're asking me now.
My question is from January 1st of 2023 until February 25th of 2023. Did Ms. Benning ever come to you about Mr. Taylor trying to pressure her or ask her to get an abortion? Yes or no, ma'am?
No.
Thank you. Now, during this time that from the January 1st until the February 25th, isn't it true that you believed that Mr. Taylor was trying to work on the relationship?
I can't necessarily speak for what he was doing.
Okay, well, did you remember talking to one of the detectives?
Saying what again? I'm sorry.
That Mr. Taylor was trying to work on the relationship.
Okay, yeah.
And that's what you shared with the detective, right?
Okay, yeah.
I would have to pull it out. I can't. This witness is not, I'm not.
Go ahead, what's your
Thank you.
question?
I'd like to move on.
All right, go ahead.
Now, when talking about Mr. Taylor and Ms. Benning from February 1st until February 25th, Ms. Benning never complained to you in any form or fashion about Mr. Taylor being abusive to her, pressuring her in any kind of way. Isn't that true?
Correct.
Now, when Mr. Taylor and Ms. Benning parted ways on November the 6th of 2022, it was Ms. Benning who sent the text message to Mr. Taylor that they should go their separate ways. Would you agree?
Not initially.
So are you saying that Mr. Taylor wanted to part ways first?
He made mention of it
Okay, and when did he make mention of that?
when she found out she was pregnant.
And where did you see that? Did she tell you that in person or via text, or how did she tell you
It
that?
might be in the text messages, or she might have told, or she probably told me on the phone.
Right, because I've looked through the text messages, that's not there.
On the phone.
Okay, do you want to ask questions or testify?
So when Ms. Benning sent the text on November the 6th, in fact, she said, we're at an impasse. Isn't that what she said? Because she sent the text message to you. You testified to it, remember?
Yes, can I see this text message, please?
Yeah. Do you need a copy of that November 6th text? That's the text that you testified to on direct examination that you edited, correct?
Mhm.
And that's the one where it was Ms. Benning who sent the text message to Mr. Taylor, isn't that right?
Mhm.
And what she says is, we need to go our separate ways. Isn't that what she said?
You want me to, am I supposed to read it,
No,
or?
I just asked you whether or not she said.
Yes.
And she never shared with you that after that, Mr. Taylor tried to continue to call her, continue to try to force her to have an abortion or anything of the sort, did she?
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
After that text message, Ms. Benning never shared with you that Mr. Taylor tried to force her, coerce her, or do anything to force her to have an abortion, did she?
No.
Okay. Now, let's move on to February 25th. But before we do that, you did state on direct examination that you were willing to be this child's father, correct?
Mhm.
And you were gonna move in with her to help raise the baby, correct?
If need be.
And I think, did you refer to them as your babies, her and the baby, Jade and the baby were your babies?
When did I say that?
I'm asking if you ever referred to them as that.
I don't remember.
On February the 25th of 2023, you knew that Ms. Benning was the one who planned this date night, isn't that right?
Correct.
And she reached out to you about what she should cook.
Mhm.
And you stated she should cook the chicken Alfredo, right? Because you wanted some, that's your favorite food, right, from her?
It is.
Okay. And so she and Blaise were going to do painting with a twist, and she had created this special night for them, right?
Mhm.
And even though she had planned this special night for her and Blaise, you decided that you were going to stop by with Keontae
Mhm.
to get a plate.
Mhm.
And she wasn't necessarily super excited about that initially, right?
I can't say if she was or not.
Well, didn't you at one point represent that? Well, I bet that girl was saying this bitch. You remember saying that?
Not in that way, no.
What way was it?
Because I said that about Blaise, was probably thinking that about me because I came by.
But didn't she suggest that she would pack the food up for you to get the next day?
She didn't say the next day,
Okay, when did you think she meant?
that night.
And so then you and Keontae then came by, correct?
Correct.
And when you went there, you talked about that, y'all had a group conversation, talked about future plans, correct?
Activities, yeah.
Future plans of doing things together.
Mhm.
And Mr. Taylor was involved in those future plans, right?
Mhm.
And that he actually invited you guys to stay that night, didn't he?
After we left.
Well, he didn't invite you to stay and play cards, and you said, no, I don't want to intrude?
Not when I was there.
Oh, this was after you
This is
left?
when I left.
And who told you that?
Jade.
And so you stated that he then, when all of that was going on, you called it acute interaction. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
But you testified on direct that it was somewhat obvious with the black hole thing, right?
We're discussing the painting.
Okay. So just the painting and not Mr. Taylor and his view of it.
I'm sorry?
So when you were discussing that it was dark, you were only talking about the painting and not Mr. Taylor?
I was talking about the painting
Because you actually characterized it as acute interaction, didn't you?
because we were all talking and we just met him for the first time.
And there was nothing about that evening that made you feel any way about the way Mr. Taylor was acting, were you?
Beyond what I said about the painting.
But yet you still called it acute interaction.
For her, yes.
And the painting, if I could have State's Exhibit 1A and B, please. I want to show you the red velvet chair. I want to show you State's Exhibit 1A. Do you see that?
I do.
And this is the painting that you're referring to of Mr. Taylor's, is it not?
Correct.
And you believe that that's dark? That's your
What
characterization of it?
What he described to me was dark.
Okay. And he described a dark hole?
Yes.
And where's the dark hole?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at.
Now, as it relates to when you left, you remember leaving? You and Keontae?
Yes.
And when you left with Keontae, you guys took your plates and went over to Keontae's house.
Correct.
And then Keontae was going out to hang out with his friends. Is that right?
Correct.
And where was he going? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay. But he was going to hang out with some buddies. But about 9:29, you get a phone call from Ms. Benning. And I think you said that when she called, if I remember correctly, you said that when you picked up the phone, what you heard was, "What did you do? What did you put in my drink?" Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And then let me see what's in your pockets. She said that after she said those two things. Is that right?
She said those things, correct.
But at 9:30, you sent her a text saying, "Are you talking to me?"
Mm-hmm.
Why would you think she's talking to you if she's saying, "What did you do? What did you put in my drink?"
I didn't think she was talking to me about those things. I was wondering what was going on because she never acknowledged me on the phone.
Well, wasn't there a time when you were talking to one of the detectives that you said that she was trying to say your name, not Nigella? Didn't you say that?
I don't remember that.
Okay. We'll put a pin in that. And after, I believe you said that after that interchange in regards to that, you say that it was something like you've never heard before. Isn't that what you said?
Correct.
And that it appeared like she was in danger.
Mm-hmm.
And that you had never heard your best friend in that way.
Correct.
And that basically she was accusing the man that she was alone in an apartment with for trying to kill her.
Correct.
You didn't think it would have been important to call 911?
It was important to call 911.
So why didn't you?
I was not there.
You didn't have to be there to call 911, did you?
No, but I didn't have anything. What was I going to report?
What you just said, everything that you reported to those police officers at the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
you could have reported to 911, correct?
And if they would have asked me questions about her physical state, I would have not been able to provide those answers.
Well, didn't you say to those officers, she sounded sluggish?
Mm-hmm.
She said that I can't feel my legs?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you say that she said, I feel like I'm about to pass out?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that directly related to her physical condition?
I was not there to answer any questions that they would have asked me additionally beyond what I provided for them, if I would have called.
But you were so concerned that you stopped what you were doing and you drove over there.
Yes.
What were you going to do
What was I going to do
when you got there?
If 911 wasn't called, I would have called 911. I would have rendered aid.
You had that opportunity 29 minutes before you got there.
Is that a question?
Yes, why didn't you do that?
You've asked her that.
Then you stated that at some point that she asked you to call Keontae. Isn't that true?
I didn't say she asked me to call Keontae. I mentioned the words that I heard of his name.
Okay, and so she never then, are you stating that she never told you to call Keontae on the three-way?
No.
May I have a moment, Your Honor? Did you ever tell Detective Smith that?
I don't recall.
Would it refresh your memory if you were to take a look at Detective Smith transcript talking to you?
Sure.
May I have a moment?
Okay.
Your Honor, we have a recording of.
You said you wanted to show her a transcript. Where's that?
Right here.
Okay.
Let me make sure this is right. There are 4 different transcripts for her. I'm gonna go on until he finds it, Your Honor. So after that, you go on to say, now with Keontae, she really didn't know him, did she?
She knew who he was.
Well, Mr. Jones testified she had only met him twice.
I said she knew who he was.
Okay, but she didn't know him very well, did she?
No.
Did her father live here?
Whose father?
Miss
Jade's
Benning's.
No.
Did her stepmother live here?
Yes.
Okay. And so instead of calling or her suggesting to call someone that she actually knows a little better, she would ask you to call someone that she's only met twice?
Objection, Your Honor, the witness has already said.
Yeah, she didn't say that. She did that.
Well, you interpret it that way because you called Keontae, correct?
Objection, Your Honor, the witness is testifying in the question, this, the attorney is, this witness has not said anything yet.
Do you want to clarify whether this young lady witness was told by Ms. Benning to call Keontae?
What made you call Keontae?
I heard the word key.
Okay. And so you thought that to mean what?
She was asking for him
Why do you feel like she would be asking for him?
because she was scared. That's how she sounded to me.
So again, I'll ask you, why would you think, with her being scared, that she would want to call someone she's only known or only met twice?
I have no idea.
But that's what you did, correct? So when Keontae gets on the phone, you then state that he asked Blaise, man, did you do this? Right?
I said he asked, what did you do or what happened?
Okay.
I don't remember that exact verbiage.
And so you don't remember the exact verbiage now?
I just said what I said. He said, what did you do or what happened or something along those lines, yes.
And how did Mr. Taylor respond?
He said he didn't know.
Okay. He didn't know what happened.
Mhm.
And so when you finally hear what's going on, you drive over there, correct?
I was already on the way over there when she called me.
And you were over there because you were on your way over there because you felt like she was in dire straits.
And what?
Dire straits, meaning she was in trouble.
She was, yes.
And so you get over there. Do you call her mother before you get there, given the fact that she was in so much trouble?
I called her mother, yes.
Before you got there, did you call her mother?
Yes.
I thought you didn't call her mother until you got there. Is that not right?
I never said that.
Okay, so when exactly did you call her mother?
After Blaise told me he was calling 911.
Okay. And so when you got there, you actually, well, before you got there, you talked about at 9:47, you made the second call.
I don't remember what time.
You don't remember what time you said that you called the second time?
I don't remember exactly what time now.
Okay, and then when you get there, in fact, 911 is there, is it not?
Correct.
The EMS was there just like he said they were.
Mhm.
And you stated that when you arrived, that he was frantic. Isn't that what you said?
I said he was pacing back and forth, like anxiously panicking, yes. That's what I said.
And you were panicking too, weren't you?
I was.
And you were jumping on the back of the ambulance? Were the paramedics and EMT allowing you to do that?
They told me that I needed to go to meet them at Vanderbilt.
Did they try to stop you from jumping on the back of the ambulance?
I didn't jump on the back of the ambulance. I was trying to see through the window what was going on with Jade.
And were you getting in the way of the paramedics?
No,
Not at all.
no.
And you feel like jumping on the back and trying to look inside?
She said she didn't do that.
Would you be surprised to know that someone testified that you did?
Objection, Your Honor. Counsel is mischaracterizing the witness.
You'll just ask
testimony.
questions instead of testifying, please.
Now, when you got to the hospital, you had to check into the hospital, didn't you?
I did.
And when you checked into the hospital, you had to go through a metal detector,
I did.
and they gave you a visitor's pass,
I don't remember.
but you did have to go through a metal
I
detector.
did.
Now, when you guys left Miss Benning's home, Mr. Taylor didn't go back upstairs, did he?
No.
He went straight to the hospital just like you did.
Correct.
So he never had an opportunity to go back upstairs, did he?
Objection, Your Honor. Calls for speculation.
All right, I'll sustain the objection.
Did you see Mr. Taylor get in his vehicle?
You see him get in his vehicle?
Yes.
And did you see him drive off?
Yes.
So he didn't have an opportunity to go back upstairs, did he?
Not at that point in time, no.
You talked about that when he got there, that he referred to Miss Benning as his girlfriend. Is that right?
Correct.
And you told officers that you didn't believe that they were in fact dating.
I said they were not dating
They were not dating. But isn't it true that they planned a date night?
exclusively, boyfriend and girlfriend.
But I thought you just said they weren't dating. Because you didn't qualify it with exclusively, did you?
No.
You said dating, didn't you?
Yes.
But they were on a date night, isn't that true?
Correct.
And then you testified on direct that she wanted more, correct?
I said that.
Yes, you did. Okay. And that they saw each other 2 to 3 times a week, didn't you say that?
I said sometimes.
And in fact, they had seen each other 3 days in a row that week.
I don't remember.
Mayor, I'm going to object to Ms. Hollins asking for questions, insinuating that she made those statements. Ms. Jackson did not make those statements.
You know, she just testified to it.
She has not said that they saw each other the last 3 days. That is not.
No, I didn't say that. I asked her that. I should be able to ask the witness questions.
What? Yeah, go ahead.
When you first got to the hospital, it was you who accused Mr. Taylor of doing anything wrong, isn't that true?
You said what?
It was you who accused Mr. Taylor of doing anything wrong
Of doing anything wrong. I don't understand what you're saying.
with Miss Benning, doing something to her.
I simply told everyone that I spoke with what I heard on the phone.
And do you remember if she said anything like that when Mr. Jones was on the phone?
No, she did not.
So he never heard what you heard.
No, not the beginning of the phone call.
And in fact, when Mr. Jones was on the phone, there were no accusations made by Miss Benning. Isn't that true?
She wasn't really able to say anything at that point.
Well, did you testify that she was able to say some words?
Yes, prior to me calling Keontae.
So after calling Keontae, you're saying she never said any more words at all,
We could hear her, but nothing made sense at that point.
but she was saying something.
Nothing substantial of anything that we could understand of.
And it's your testimony that you do not remember exactly what time that second phone call was?
I don't remember what time that second phone call was.
What time was the first call?
9:29,
And how long did it last?
6 minutes.
And so that would take us to 9:35?
Sure.
And so, can I have State's Exhibit, the interview,
What do you mean?
the interview? That's it.
Lee, no, on the 911 call, where they're like, "What's your address?" He's like, Gallatin Pike." And I had looked up that it was on Lebanon Pike. I thought, that's strange. And then the 911 operator's like, "Well, it looks like you're on Lebanon Pike." So seemed kind of intentional.
Your Honor, the state will agree that the time of, it's
Okay,
not.
let's just see what are you wanting to ask?
Well, I have to get, isn't it true? Well, you would know. Would you be surprised to know that Mr. Taylor called 911 at 9:38?
I don't know what time he called her.
That's why I was going to get the record, Your Honor. If he called 911 at 9:38, you called back a second time, correct?
I did.
And when you called back the second time, how long did that conversation last?
I don't remember.
And when you got to his house, you will agree with me that EMS was already there.
I did not go to his house.
I'm sorry, to Ms. Benning's house.
EMS was already there, yes.
And didn't he, when you talked with him, didn't he tell you that, I think I hear them outside?
He said I hear sirens or something. Yeah, he made mention that he heard something.
And that would have been on the second call, correct?
Correct.
When you left Ms. Benning's home and got to the hospital, did you gain access to Ms. Benning's phone?
No.
You didn't have Ms. Benning's phone?
Oh, I'm sorry. I had her phone, yes.
Okay. And who gave you that phone?
I got it from Blaise.
Okay. And where did you get it from?
I don't remember.
Do you know when he gave it to you?
No.
But you had it at the hospital?
I got it from him at the hospital, yes.
Can you tell the jury about how long it was before you got the phone? Was it an hour, 2 hours? Do you even know?
Her phone? No, I don't know.
What did you do with the phone when you had it?
I had it in my hand or my purse. I don't remember.
And what, if anything, did you do with the phone?
I didn't do anything with the phone.
You testified that Keontae showed up, is that right, at the hospital?
Yes.
Did any of the police officers tell you that they wanted to speak to Keontae?
No. I mean, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, yes.
Okay, so when Keontae showed up at the hospital, did you tell him, hey, the police want to talk to you and get your side of the story?
They didn't specify when.
Well, they talked to you that night, right?
And they asked to talk to me.
My question is, they talked to you that night, didn't they?
Yes.
How many police officers did you speak with?
Your Honor, argumentative. I told
How many police officers? Is that
That's
the argument?
It's argumentative of what she's saying to her about asking about police officers wanting to talk to Keontae. She's answered the question.
Okay.
These questions
Her
are
question
relevant.
was, do you recall how many police officers you spoke with that night?
Maybe 2 or 3. I don't remember exact number now.
And you were certainly concerned for your friend, weren't you?
Yes.
And
Yeah, so when he called 911 and they said, "What's the address?" He's like, because he's at her place, so he's like, he doesn't know the address. And I mean, come on. And he said Gallatin Pike, and they were like, "Oh, it looks like you're on Lebanon Pike." And then he's like outside, he's trying to give a range. And they're like, "Are you in the big apartment building or the small one?" It was just very weird.
you wanted to make sure that the police officers got as much information as possible, right? Now, Keontae is the one other witness to how Jade was sounding and feeling. Would that be right?
Correct.
There's nobody else with that information but him.
Correct.
You didn't tell him, hey, go inside. Tell these police officers what happened. You didn't do that?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't know.
Don't you think that would have been important?
They would have said something to him.
I'm sorry?
I said if they wanted to speak with Keontae, I feel like they would have spoken with him.
You didn't feel it was important enough to tell Keontae that night, but you did feel it was important enough to accompany Miss Franklin to Miss Benning's home and to remove evidence out of the apartment. Is that right?
What's the question?
You didn't feel that it was important enough for the only other witness to Miss Benning's situation, medical emergency, to go talk to the police, but yet you felt it was
Your Honor,
important.
she has answered that question.
She asked me to repeat the question.
You asked the question
No, I have
after
not.
that, and you went back to the one before.
Did
Now,
you tell this to Joan to stay and talk to the police?
I did not tell him to
That's-
stay.
But
That
you
was-
did go to the apartment.
Yes.
Okay.
And when you went to the apartment, you had spoken to 3 officers, 2 to 3, is that right?
I don't remember how many I spoke with, but I spoke with officers.
And surely you knew, because you told them everything that was going on, that they were going to investigate, correct?
Correct.
But yet you felt that it was on you to do the investigation. Is that right?
No.
But you went there before the police went there.
Objection, Your Honor, she answered the question.
Okay, she went there before the police went.
Why did you remove evidence? Because according to you, that's a crime scene. Why would you remove evidence from a crime scene?
It was not a crime scene when I went there. There was no one that told me I could not go, so I went.
Didn't you accuse Blaise of a crime?
I told them what I heard on the phone.
Well, let me ask you this. If you believe that Mr. Taylor put something in Ms. Benning's drink to cause harm to the unborn child, would that be a crime?
Yes,
And you didn't believe that was a crime?
I did believe it was a crime.
And so you're gonna do the investigations for the police instead of allowing them to do it?
Sure.
And remove vital evidence from the scene? What did you do with it?
I didn't have anything.
Who had it?
I moved the camera.
Okay, so let's talk about that. You moved the camera.
I did.
The camera had the potential to video or record Mr. Taylor doing anything that Ms. Benning was accusing him of. Isn't that true?
Yeah, yes,
So why would you move the very thing that could have recorded him?
because it was not in the location where she had it at.
And isn't that all the reason more to leave it there so the police can see that it was in a location different than what it was?
Sure, yeah,
So why'd you move it?
because it was not where it was supposed to be. And if he did come back to her place, we would have seen that.
You also would have seen if he did what you said that Ms. Benning was saying, they would have seen that. Isn't that true?
Yes,
Which one would you think would be more important to preserve? What he did according to what you said Ms. Benning said he was doing, or him coming back into the apartment? Which one do you think is more important?
I'm not sure.
And so you then moved that camera into the kitchen area. Did you look at it?
Yeah, it does kind of look like it. I do have this sped up to 1.25, so it looks more blinky and jittery than she really is.
No,
Why didn't you take the camera and give it to the police?
I didn't take anything out.
You were there when Ms. Franklin took it out, right?
Correct.
Did you assist Ms. Franklin in taking it out?
Objection, Your Honor, she has asked and answered that question.
I've never asked that question.
Assist her in what?
Did she assist Ms. Franklin in removing evidence from the scene?
I walked out with her.
But you didn't have the comforter?
No,
Did you see a washcloth there?
no,
Did you see a glass on the counter?
yes,
And isn't it true that you stated that Ms. Benning was drinking out of a glass?
Mhm.
And that same glass was on the counter, was it not?
yes,
Why didn't you take that?
I didn't take anything.
Well, you moved the camera.
I did not take anything.
Why didn't you move the glass?
It didn't have the same drink in it that she had earlier.
So when you went back into Ms. Benning's house, did you see a gun there?
No,
Do you know whether or not Ms. Benning had a gun there?
I'm not sure.
I want to draw your attention back to State's Exhibit 1B, which is the comforter. Is this the comforter that you removed? What, I'm sorry, that Ms. Franklin, you watched her remove?
Yes,
Did Ms. Franklin video you guys packing up that comforter?
I'm not sure who videoed.
Was someone videoing?
Yes.
Who?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, how do you know if you don't know?
I know someone was recording, but I don't remember who it was.
So what made you put gloves on?
I didn't want to touch anything.
You mean with your bare hands?
Yes.
Why were you so careful about not touching anything, but you weren't careful enough to preserve the scene? What was the difference?
I'm not sure.
When you went to the hospital and you started talking to police officers, did you talk to them about Lauren Weber, who had gone to the apartment earlier that day?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Did you ever share with anyone that you didn't believe that Mr. Taylor?
Yeah, I definitely think she moved the camera because she was doing her own like Leslie B investigates.
Stating that she actually vomited was true. Did you ever make that statement?
I said he never told me that prior to.
And so, were you stating, because this is what I'm asking, when you told the officers he never told me that, were you insinuating that it was not true?
I was insinuating when I was asking him on the phone and prior to me getting there, what happened, what was going on. He did not inform me that she vomited until after we both disclosed our perspective, or not even perspective, what we both experienced that night.
And didn't you tell the police officers that Lauren Weber or anyone else had not seen any vomit anywhere in the place?
I don't remember.
Could you have said that?
I'm not sure.
How did Miss Weber, when did you talk to Miss Weber that night?
When she got to the hospital.
What time was that?
I don't remember.
Was it before or after she went to Miss Benning's home?
I really don't remember.
You remember talking to her about what she saw when she went into Miss Benning's house?
I don't remember us talking about.
You don't remember you guys talking about it?
Objection, Your Honor, this has been asked and answered.
Okay, she's answered.
Let's talk a little bit about the allegations that you made or talked to the police officer about as it relates to Mr. Taylor, okay? You remember talking to them about a cup that was missing.
I don't remember.
You don't remember that either?
I don't remember talking about that, no.
Do you remember talking about whether or not he wiped her face or any of those types of things?
You said, did I?
Mhm.
I don't remember talking about any of that.
And do you remember whether or not the allegations you made in regards to what he was saying in response to what you were saying? Remember you said he didn't say anything?
Objection, Your Honor, she's mischaracterized the witnesses' testimony.
You're now responding.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember that when you were talking to the police, and in fact, you just said it on direct examination, you said that when the accusations were made, Blaise didn't say anything to you. Do you remember that?
To me on the phone?
Just here today, ma'am.
No, I'm saying, are the accusations that he did not respond to, are you responding, saying that in regards to the phone call?
Yes.
No, yes, no, he did not.
He did not say anything.
He said he didn't know, he didn't do anything.
He said, I didn't do anything. I don't know what's going on, right?
Correct.
He asked you if she had an EpiPen. He said, I don't have anything in response. According to you, he says, I don't have anything. And it's your testimony that in response to questions being posed to him, he said nothing.
I mentioned that.
So why would you characterize it as he didn't respond?
I said he did not. I already said what he responded to. When Jade said that he was scaring her, he responded that she was scaring him. When she asked to empty her pockets, let me see her hands, he said he didn't have anything. I already mentioned that.
And then you said, but you also said that he would never FaceTime me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if he was busy tending to Ms. Benning or trying to get to 911, the emergency people, would you be more concerned with him caring for her or FaceTiming you?
I asked for him to FaceTime me before he told me he was calling 911.
But you also said that he told you he could hear the sirens, right?
Correct.
So how could he get ready to call 911 if the sirens are already there?
I don't know.
But that's your testimony.
What's my testimony?
That he said, I'm about to call 911.
Yes.
And that was on the second call.
Yes.
You said the last few words that he made was, is key with you.
That's what I heard, yes.
She made, I'm sorry. And if that was the last few words that she made, how did you know to call Key?
I decided to call Key.
So now you're saying she never told you to call Key?
I said she never told me to call Key.
Did you ever tell anyone that she did tell you to call Keontae?
I don't recall saying that.
Okay. You stated on direct examination, he wasn't giving me anything, right? What did you mean by that?
As I was asking him what was going on, what happened, he never had anything to tell me. Like,
Now, didn't you say that he told you that they danced?
that was at the hospital. What he told me.
So then he did tell you something.
When I made that statement, I was saying in terms of when I was asking him what was going on, he didn't give me anything.
Wasn't he in the middle of a medical emergency?
Yes.
When you left the apartment with Ms. Franklin and the two other girls, with the evidence that you removed and relocated in the scene, did you immediately then go to the police officers that you met with and inform them of what you guys had done?
I don't remember.
You don't remember if you went to the police
I
after
don't
that?
remember if I went to the police when I don't remember like when I spoke with them.
And who told you, or how did you come to the decision that you were going to participate in going back to the scene?
I did,
And why was that?
because nothing was being done about what was going on.
So even though you talked to those three officers as they were getting your statement, right?
Mhm.
So you didn't talk to one officer. You didn't talk to two officers. You talked to three, right?
Right.
But to you, nothing was being done.
After I talked to them, no.
And so you were gonna take it upon yourself to call
Objection, Your
police.
Honor, this has been asked.
Okay, I'll sustain the objection.
Is there any other person, Ms. Jackson, besides you, who heard any of these alleged allegations
No.
that Ms. Benning made?
No.
Is there any other person besides you and the other three women that went into that house that manipulated evidence from the scene?
Can you say that question again? I'm sorry.
Are
Does
there-
she know of anyone else that went into the apartment?
Yes.
Do you know of anybody else that went in?
No.
Well, I thought you knew Ms. Weber went into the scene.
Oh, yes, she did. I'm sorry. I'm
And
sorry.
what did she remove out of the scene?
Objection, Your Honor, she has a lack of personal knowledge.
Sorry, I'll
Can she
sustain.
respond to that instead of the prosecutor?
I
Did Ms.
object to the
Weber say
question.
anything about what she did? Okay, she doesn't know.
If I could just have a minute. Now, you talked about that Ms. Benning did not post about her pregnancy on direct examination. Do you remember that?
Correct.
And you stated that that was something that she wanted to do, right?
I'm sure she would have liked to.
Okay. And, but she didn't, right?
She did not.
What are you insinuating when you say that she did not post?
I'm sorry. What did you say?
What are you
Why
insinuating?
is somebody saying anybody about insinuating?
Because the question was asked on direct examination that Ms. Benning was, although she was very happy about her pregnancy, she would never post on the internet. And the insinuation was made that it was a.
Nobody's insinuating, she's just answering the questions that she's asked. So
If it's-
rephrase your question about insinuating anything.
Why do you feel that Ms. Jackson did not post about her pregnancy?
I feel,
I'm sorry, why Ms. Benning didn't post about her pregnancy?
I just feel like she was trying to, deal with whatever was going on between her and Blaise, and he made it very clear that he didn't want anyone to know about him being the father.
Now, wasn't Ms. Benning dating other men?
She was talking to other people
Okay. Isn't Jerry Porter one of those men?
at a point in time.
And wasn't it a time where she did not want him to know that she was pregnant until she was ready to tell him?
I'm sorry?
Wasn't there a time where she did not want Mr. Porter to know that she was pregnant until she was ready to tell him.
I just think she wasn't ready to tell him.
If she would have posted she was pregnant, he would have known, wouldn't he?
She might have wanted to tell him on her own.
Correct. So it wasn't that Mr. Taylor didn't want her to post. She had her own reasons. Isn't that right?
No.
I want to bring your attention to a text that you wrote to Ms. Benning on February 5th of 2023.
Objection, Your Honor, to hearsay. It is an out-of-court statement.
Well, I'll ask you this. Did you ever ask Ms. Benning, when are you going to post?
I did ask her.
Okay. And isn't it true that in her response, it said nothing about Mr. Taylor?
I'm not sure. Can I see that?
Yes, you may.
Okay.
So I'll ask you again. When you asked her, when is she going to post? Her response had nothing to do with Mr. Taylor, did it?
Not this one.
Well, I'm talking about this.
No.
Okay. Are you saying there's another one where she does say that?
We've had conversations.
Was that in person?
Person on the phone, we definitely talked about it.
Okay. But in this text message, when you directly ask her the question, she never talks about Mr. Taylor, does she?
Not in this text message.
Do you remember a time on November the 9th, after Ms. Taylor found out that she was pregnant, that she talked about eating gummies with her aunt? Do you remember that?
I remember the conversation.
And isn't it true that her aunt offered her some gummies after that day?
Her aunt did not know she was pregnant.
And Ms. Benning's response was, I told her I needed to eat first. Do you remember that?
Mhm.
Not, no, I'm not taking them. That was not her response, was it?
She wasn't, no, it was not her response.
So your statement then that she did not do anything after that wouldn't necessarily be true.
How does she know whether she did that or not?
Yes.
In this text message, did she ever say to her aunt, I'm not taking those?
Not in that text message, she did not say that.
Speaking directly about Mr. Taylor and Ms. Benning, did she ever tell you that in any way that he was violent towards her?
No.
Did she ever tell you in any way that he threatened her?
No.
So outside of this incident, in regards to what you heard, but no one else heard, there is no other situation throughout the course of Mr. Taylor and Ms. Benning's relationship that there has ever been any form of violence or threat against her. Isn't that true?
No.
I pass the witness.
Or does the state have redirect?
I do.
How long do you think that would be?
It would be at least 30 minutes. It could be.
You need to take a short break.
Yeah, I just want to go to the restroom. Well,
It goes with that gentleman right there.
Oh, so there's only like 15, 20 minutes left. I don't know if they've finished it, but it's late. It looks like they do, but I'm going to go in the morning. So y'all said 9:30, right? I want to be there. True Crime Wifey said that my live from earlier, but I'm going to be there all day. So I'm going to go get a pillow to take, but I need to go to bed. You know, it's our anniversary. You know what I'm saying? But seriously, I'm looking forward to going back tomorrow. And yeah, I'll try to like walk in front of the pool camera again, and I might try to sit on a different side. So yeah, you know, True Crime Wifey gets me. I was very blunt today with her. Oh, sorry, Tiff. But yeah, I'll be there tomorrow, so I'll give y'all the skinny, and I hope that y'all have a good one. Thanks.
Thank you all for riding with me till the truth brings victory. I'm Lazy B, justice seeker, story keeper, and we're still watching, waiting for justice.